Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Is there anything anybody loves more than agreeing with Tausch?
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
I got a hunch this isn't going to be concise either.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
I would say that you are pretty easygoing. You're actually probably more easygoing than I am.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, you're not easygoing at all.
Hey!
On 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Tuesday edition. Remember the time that Tausch said, Dame time became a GIF. Could Dame time already be over if the Bucks lose in the first round? Edition. I don't remember the last time we did Power Rankings Tuesday edition, but we're doing Power Rankings Tuesday edition. And the scheduled to appear is usually... Is this usually his day? Is he back on his day? You hear him every weekday across ESPN Wisconsin and across ESPN Radio. Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker. Streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. And, of course, everything you need on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And so is the Packers Hall of Famer, who I'm making yawn already. It is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you?
I am fantastic, and I did not get a speeding ticket yesterday, which was a win for me. Hey, refresh my memory. Didn't we have what would you do type question a while back about how fast you're supposed to drive when you're being followed by a law enforcement official? Am I misremembering that?
Sounds like something we may have talked about, yeah.
So yesterday I was driving on 172 and there was a Brown County sheriff behind me. I was actually talking to Kyle Bruston Nortman at the time. And I was coming up on that portion where once upon a time there was a Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin billboard that had Tausch on it with Gina Della. Gina Della's by herself now, and she's doing some things from what I understand. Sleek. She looks great. So
on the billboard she does, or
she looks fantastic.
Oh, great.
Really does. Whatever she's doing, you and I should try. But it goes from 65 to 55. And so I'm going to drop down from 70, and I look up in my rearview mirror as the 55 sign is approaching, and there is a law enforcement official right on my keister. But, of course, do I keep going fast? And I really, as much as I think it would have been good content for me to get pulled over during a Kyle Bruston Nortman appearance, I slowed down, right? I slowed down. Now, I did slow down to 60 in the 55, but I think I irritated him because then I moved over to the right, and he accelerated. He didn't have the lights on. He wasn't going to a crime scene. But he sped up, and then he was going 70 in the 55. He could do that. He's a law enforcement official. But, I think I pissed him off by slowing down. Is that possible?
Yeah, I don't know the correct
protocol.
I don't know what the right speed is. I think if you're in front of a cop, you should drive the exact number. I don't think you should go any faster.
In front of?
Yeah. If you're behind him, you can go as fast as he's going. If he's going 66, you can go 64.
See, wouldn't he notice more if like the cop is going 73 on a 70 and you speed past him?
Oh, you think he's entrapping you?
Wouldn't you think
Well, I
he's
wouldn't
going to
speed past him.
Because that's the one that always gets me the most, is if I'm going past the cop. Like, then I got to, like, really watch where I'm at.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're in front of the cop already, they're not going to really pay attention if you're going 73 or 77. Like, you're in front of them already.
The story was Jason is in front of the cop.
Yes.
The cop is right behind him.
This is the information I'm looking for.
I'm saying you drive the exact speed limit.
Okay.
Now, the question is, if the cop is going 55 and it's a 2-lane deal and you're behind him and you can't really, nobody drives 55.
As Sammy Hagar taught us, yes.
Get over in the left lane. How fast can you go to pull in front of the cop? Can you go up? I would feel comfortable going to 60 and then pulling in front and having a 60-55 buffer. And if he wants to pull me over for 5, so be it. But I don't think you can go any faster because realistically, if you're 5+ over, he can hammer you. He can get you.
Yeah.
And you don't want to also be slowing down traffic. So hopefully, usually what these cops do is they see this and they say, well, I'm messing up traffic flow. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Oh, you think that's what he did?
Yeah, I think he was probably annoyed with you too. But yeah.
Well, I was looking for your insight on that because if anyone knows how annoying I can be, that'd be you. You would know. You know very well how annoying I can be. All right. As much as I'd love to talk about this, I brought something to the show, and I think it went about as well as I expected it to. So.
Well, what did you? I'm confused. I answered.
Don't be confused. You answered it great. It wasn't that good. That's not you. That's me. Every time I try this, I don't feel like I'm very good at it. Wouldn't you agree?
No, I think this is the Leon method where you just don't have to do it. I don't.
The Leon. Wait a minute.
What were you trying to accomplish by bringing
I just wanted your insight.
I gave it to you. What's your insight?
You did.
You were there.
My insight is I think I irritated him, and I think I slowed down more than I should have, even though it dropped from 65 to 55. That was my lesson. If you're going to be irritated by anything, I would be irritated by something that I saw yesterday, and this was making the rounds yesterday. I don't know why. It still continues to get traction. I don't know what the number is at, but the Rob Domofsky stuff, every show that I did, the Rob Domofsky center move discussion was part of it. And you know how I feel about aggregation, because I've gotten swept up in that wave frequently, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it really benefited us in this instance. Like there was a lot of clicking, and a lot of people got content out of it and discussion out of it.
Yeah, but there's different kinds of clicks and aggregating and everything else. This is a super interesting thing, and you said this wasn't the first time Rob said this, but I think when you look at things and understand what Green Bay is looking at draft-wise, you have to plan. So for as much as Josh Myers got better as the season unfolded, you also have to look at it and say, Tyler Biadasz got $10 million a year from Washington. Do we want to pay Josh Myers $10 million a year? That will be your floor as far as what you're going to do. I don't think they do. So when you look at it that way, what is the plan? How are you going to plan? And how are you going to approach this season knowing you need depth, understanding Barton and some of these other interior guys you feel more comfortable with, or you have a Hall of Fame player in your opinion, your staff's, your scouting department's opinion, do you move him? My point yesterday was I'm not moving Zach Tom. I'm moving Elton Jenkins. If this is really the plan, I'm going to play this season out. Injuries are going to happen. And if something happens to Josh Myers, I'm going into this season. Here's my 5. Going to draft a kid. And then if something happens along the way, Elton Jenkins is going to be my center. I am not going to plan for him to be an offensive tackle anymore. He is going to be my starting left guard, and if there needs to be a move made, Elton Jenkins will be my center, not Zach Tom. That's my opinion.
And I spent a long time discussing this with Brian Bulaga on the Homer Hour, and he and I, as we often do, agree with the idea that I want my two best offensive linemen at tackle, period. And unless it gets to the point much later in Zach Tom's career where he has reduced mobility and athleticism, and you want to move him inside later, I don't want him moving. I want him playing a tackle. And frankly, if I'm moving Elton Jenkins, it's not the right tackle because he, by his own admission, struggled there. But if I'm moving Elton Jenkins, I'm moving him to left tackle.
No.
Why not? He played very well there in 2021, and they structured his contract under the guise that we might move him there, and if we do, we're going to pay him more.
Yeah.
So why is that unreasonable?
All right, so right now when you look at it, it's not unreasonable, but I'm saying I think Elton Jenkins has proven he's a really good center as well. And as you get older, he has now had, one ACL. He had an MCL last season.
He hasn't had an ACL, I don't think.
Didn't he tear his ACL against the Vikings a couple years ago and have a long...
Right. Yes, I was wrong. Sorry. Continue. I'm a little off my game. Sorry.
Okay, so allegedly he tore his ACL.
No, he
and
did.
allegedly he rehabbed it. And anyways, when you start looking at it, he's now going into kind of that next stage of his career. He's either going to continue on. I don't think you're going to slide him out as he's getting into his next stage of his career. I think he is probably more excited to just stay status quo where he's at, or if you're going to move forward, Elton Jenkins would be a heck of a center. And Zach Tom is still very young. He has not had any injuries of note that he's missed a ton of time with. I think that I feel more comfortable with, and I think Elton Jenkins would have that same, maybe not gold jacket type deal. Elton Jenkins, I think, is still on a trajectory. I don't know where his all-pros are because that's how they monitor that. He probably needs to ramp it up, and this team needs to win in order for him to get. He's had a couple of Pro Bowls, or at least one. I believe he's had an All-Pro.
And he's had an ACL.
So he is now at that point where if you're going to make a move, and I think we all agree Josh Myers is a one-more-year center, and then that's going to be it. You have to have your plan in place, and when you're going into the draft, that's when you start prepping, and that's why you see – oh, that's weird. They took A.J. Dillon in the second round. Or, oh, that's goofy. They grabbed this guy. Well, it's not by happenstance. It's because you're projecting that this guy's contract's coming up, this move is going to be made, and those dominoes fall the way that they do. Now, it's not how it always works, but that's why when you look at this draft class, and if there's an offensive tackle or a really athletic guy, which Green Bay doesn't draft guys that aren't athletic, it seems like they're going to plan for whom is going to take over, and it's either going to be Zach Tom or Elton Jenkins.
So if they were to draft Barton, would that end this discussion? And regardless
Not necessarily, because he's also a guard. Like Barton, I believe, has played all the positions, which is something Goody loves. They say he's not going to be long enough and whatnot to play tackle, but are you going to pay Sean Ryan? Are you going to, what are you going to do at center? And are you just going to throw him in at center? Or are you going to put Elton or Zach Tom, who you feel great about? Those are your question marks. I just think we should probably keep our eyes on what they're going to do with old 7-4. I think there's going to be some interesting things as far as this thing keeps going.
All right, so last thing on this. Put on your prediction hat, since I don't wear that very effectively. Will anything ever actually come of the idea of Zach Tom at center?
Yes. I think I'm just telling you what I think.
I know. I'm asking you what you think will happen now. I think,
obviously, when you hear things like that, and you've heard other people say it, and I believe Goody has said that's his best position when he was drafted. That tells you a lot. So when you play the position as well as he's played out on the edge, it makes it much more difficult. And then your agent and everybody else is like, well, you're going to make a lot more money if you stay out here and you keep playing.
Right.
But if they have that in line as far as this is what's going to be best for the team and we think you're going to be top-notch at this spot, that's when you start wondering, well, how is this all going to shake out? Because I think you're going to have a hard time. If Zach Tom is feeling it, which he should be, playing right tackle, I don't think you want to move him. I don't care how good you think he can be. You know what he is here. Now, I would feel fairly confident that he'd be a heck of a center, too. But I also feel very confident that Elton Jenkins would be a heck of a center as well.
So the thing that I debated with Homer last night with help from Bulaga was this idea that, well, there's a couple people in the building that told Rob this about how good Zach Tom can be at center, that if someone was telling me I could be a Hall of Fame center, I would go play center, was Homer's point. And my point was, that's their opinion. That's like your opinion, man. That doesn't mean they're right. And if you're more comfortable, and you're going to get paid more, by playing tackle, that's what I would do. I appreciate the fact that they think I could be that good there. But if I have my druthers, and that's where I feel like I am at my best and I know myself, I'm staying if I can. That was my point. And I think that's reasonable.
No.
What's unreasonable is to have leaky, creaky, squeaky windows that are letting the soon-to-be air conditioning out into the heat, and in the wintertime, letting the heat out into the cold. That's why Gina Della takes care of it.
You turn that ordinary space into something extraordinary with brand new Pella windows and doors. The luxurious, sleek design, custom colors available. They are guaranteed to give your home the extra pop to entertain and to keep you comfortable. It's the best of both worlds. Plus, getting the perfect windows and doors for your home, it's never been easier than right now. You can get 0% interest for up to 36 months, or you have no down payment, no interest, and no payments at all for 18 months if you book before April 30th. Take ownership of your living space. Make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Boy, Graham Barton really does fit the Packers suit, though, right? I mean, he started 5 games at center his freshman year, but he played left tackle the rest of his time.
He is a Packer
and you're going to move him.
And it feels like his RAS score. You know, I give the draft industrial complex community. You can do the acronym on that. The couple C's.
Industrial.
Very thick.
Complex community.
Whoa, Nelly!
The draft industrial complex community.
Whoa, Nelly!
I'm sorry. Took me a minute.
Has done a very good job of identifying Goody traits, what Goody and his staff look at. Mm-hmm. And I actually think when you start looking at what names you've heard a ton of, I actually think the DICC is going to be fairly accurate with their assessment. And Barton, if he's available, is going to be one of those guys. And I think, like you said, Jason, he is tailor-made because he's done it. He's played all the positions, and you want versatility. You want to be able to kind of mold, and then you see where these guys fit. And it's so crazy to me because I grew up in an era, it's like, oh, here's your spot. And then certain guys had to be versatile enough to be able to do it so they could dress. Now, Elton plays 3 positions. We're talking about Zach Tom, who just had a stellar second season. Mm-hmm. Well, let's move him to center. He could be a Hall of Famer. And it's just crazy. That's how Green Bay approaches that position. And that's a big reason why you see that development and growth and getting better and better is because they're getting the right athletes that can actually do the job. Not, oh, that guy's a mauler. He's a mauler. Whenever you hear someone's a mauler, that means they have bad feet.
Mm-hmm. Last thing on this before we shift gears speaking of the way things have changed in this game, is it worth trading up to take a guy like Graham Barton in this era? Trading up, if he's not going to be there at 25, is it worth going up for an offensive lineman?
If you're going to get 8 to 10 years as a starter,
I think it is.
Well, depending on what you have to give up. But when have you ever heard, I went and traded a pick, and if that player was really good and gave you 10 years of great football play, when have you ever heard, boy, I can't believe we gave up that pick? Now, if he stinks, you could say,
Sure.
What the hell are we doing? And that's the fun part of the NFL draft.
We'll talk more about this as the show rolls on. I do want to get to what Stephen A. Smith said. I am very interested in this, especially given the Dame Time theme that we have on this show. We'll talk about that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Searching for the perfect brunch spot this weekend? Look no further than the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company. Every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., indulge in the Great Dane's sweet and savory brunch menu paired with mimosas, Bloody Marys, or one of their signature beers on tap. Enjoy at any of their 4 Madison area pubs, downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Learn more and view the full menu at GreatDanePub.com/brunch. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with over 3 million active members. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 players' stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. You can win now up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000 with basketball, hockey, and baseball entries today. Prize Picks even offers injury insurance so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and doesn't return in the second, Prize Picks will have your back and not count that as a loss. Prize Picks is really simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions and special offers for the biggest moments in sports. Download the app today and use code WI for a first deposit match of up to $100. That's code WI on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
The 2024 NBA Play-In Tournament.
Just want to go home. That's what the play-in is all about.
The Atlanta Hawks at the Chicago Bulls. Wednesday at 9 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
This got a Game 7 feel.
Presented by Indeed.
Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far and start walking. Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far and start walking. Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing.
Adrian Wojnarowski posting moments ago. Per ESPN sources, the Milwaukee Bucks are preparing to be without two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo for the start of their opening round series against the Indiana Pacers, but are hopeful treatment of his left calf strain will allow him to return sometime later in the series.
That's good. So the nice part about these series, because there's so many series going on, they stretch.
Yeah.
They're long.
That's what JG said, yeah.
So that part is good. I think it's going to be a dog tussle regardless. I saw Windy on Get Up this morning.
Was he doing the thing that he does?
He did not do that, but him and Legler both. And not many people I go to for basketball knowledge outside of myself. Legler and Windy are two. And both thought, even with a fully loaded Giannis, it was a coin toss series. Without Giannis, neither of them think the Bucks can win.
Well, that's not positive.
It's not, but I like their honesty.
Yeah, they're great. No doubt. I've met Legler several times. He is fantastic, and he's very insightful. I am curious, though, what you make of someone else who talks a lot of basketball, besides you and besides Evan Cohen, and that's Stephen A. Smith.
Okay, he's covered the league for a long time.
We, as a group, got a text from our buddy Justin Garcia, the Bucks buddy of Wilde and Tausch fame, and also on the Bucks Radio Network, who had also seen this clip. Now, Jesse, I understand that yesterday when we tried to play some audio that there were some glitches. So when I say...
When Jesse's rocking the glasses, I feel like he's not fully engaged. I don't know why.
You feel like Jesse's not fully engaged?
When he's wearing the glasses. Yeah, it feels like, I rolled out of bed. I didn't really get up moving. It just feels different when you're wearing the glasses.
I think it's the opposite. I think when I'm wearing the glasses,
you're more professional?
Yeah, we're more professional. I'm
we'll
professorial.
We'll let our fans decide.
Professorial. Well, Professor, if you would be so kind as to play what Stephen A. Smith said so we can discuss it, that would be great.
If Milwaukee loses, I said I think you need to consider moving Dame up out of there. He just got there. Let me explain. I'm not talking about his game. He's not happy there. Now, he's got a lot of distractions, which are his business, and we wish him nothing but the best. Nothing but the best, because a lot of us will not be able to handle it as well as he's handling it. But nevertheless, whatever support system that you're looking for, and I'm sure they got love for him and they try to support him or whatever, but it's one of those situations where if you are not happy in a situation, albeit because of outside reasons.
Right. He wanted to go to Miami.
And I know he wanted to go to Miami, too. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. I mean, you got all of that going on. That's a lot to deal with.
Dame time. I still love that video. What do you think?
I'm concerned, and I think Stephen A. is right. He wanted to go to Miami. Yep. I think he reluctantly decided to come, and obviously the Milwaukee Bucks had to give up a bunch to get Dame here, and I'm excited about that. But Stephen A., for as provocative as he is
provocative.
He's very well-researched, and he said something about Stephon Diggs not being happy, and everybody said, you're crazy. You ain't going anywhere. Boom. Stephon Diggs, deuces B. And I think Windy, they played this on Get Up this morning, and my guy Windy said that's not the question. That's not what Bucks fans should be asking. It's, is old 3-4 going to be happy? If this thing goes and you now have 2 seasons where your first round exit,
oh boy,
is Giannis, because we could say, well, Giannis signed, he's got a long-term deal. The NBA ain't about that. The NBA is about keeping your stars happy, and if they're not, you're going to trade them. And we don't have to like it. James Harden has found his way to get traded 50 times now.
Yes, he has.
And stars get to do what stars want to do. And it can be sometimes on a whim. You can kind of force the hand. But that's the question Wendy had. And that's the question Bucks fans should be freaking out about. And are we insecure? Yeah. Because we all know if old 3-4 don't want to be here, this is going to be a total and upright rebuild from the studs. So how this thing shakes out is going to be very important. The Dollar Dame piece of it, if that is how this shakes, and you have to trade him for a bunch of picks and something else, we can live with that. Can't live with old 3-4 saying, it just ain't working. That's when things get freaky.
So I know that you know a lot about the NBA, as we've discussed many times. I don't know, was that trade something that Giannis really wanted, pushed for? Because if he, again,
you're very good friends with John Horst. I saw John when I was at the Bucks game.
I saw him in the hallway
when you were sitting in David Gruber's seats. Got a chance to spend some time with John Horst.
Oh, really?
I did. I asked him some college guys questions because I want to make sure I'm still as educated as I need to be.
NBA guy, yeah.
And I just don't think there's anything that's done around there without at least some type of glancing talk to Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Right. I agree. So my question is, if he was all in for this and really wanted it, and then it hasn't worked out, and Dame... Look, Stephen A. Smith's not the first person that I've heard say that Damian Lillard does not seem happy in Milwaukee.
And he drove down to a Bulls game just to chill, to watch his former team. Most basketball guys during the grind of a season are more interested in just chilling. Now, you go down to Chicago, you do some shopping, get a steak, do all that.
Sure, yeah.
To go and sit and watch a game on an off day when neither of your teams are playing... That sends some red flags for me, too.
So, and you heard Stephen A. Smith, he's dealing with some personal stuff as well, which I've heard. So I'm not disappointed in his effort, or I don't know enough about him, but he does not exude, and he's a pretty reserved guy, it would appear. He does not exude I'm just so pleased as punch to be here. And if that factors in, I don't know.
One of the things we should all look at is this is a long season. The Bucks rode the wave. Dollar Dame is a playoff assassin. I can recall taking Portland to the conference finals, hitting logo threes to beat, I don't remember who they beat, but he beat him, and that's when he flashed up the old bop, 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 bop,
sure,
and gutted him. So until this all plays out, I'm not really that concerned about it. But if it does play out the way some experts think, there are going to be some ripples.
Yeah.
You can't have the payroll that is going on and the all-in attitude that you've done, and this team is old. Dollar Dame's getting old. And the Bucks have no resources.
Clock's ticking, some might say.
Bucks have no resources to do anything. All their draft picks are gone. They're up against it. So this is it. Dollar Dame needs to play big boy basketball when it comes to whenever they start Sunday night in Milwaukee.
We'll ask our buddy Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike about this coming up next. You heard Tausch mention that I did sit in David Gruber's seats at a game recently. He has been a great friend, and I hope I never have to have him in my life anything beyond our friendship. But if there ever comes a time where someone that I care about, or me, are seriously injured in an accident, you know who I'm calling. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Go to gruber-law.com to find out more. Evan Cohen joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The 2024 NFL Draft on ESPN Radio.
Are you ready?
Live from the heart of downtown Detroit, Michigan.
The NFL Draft is now officially open.
The countdown rolls on. The 2024 NFL Draft on ESPN Radio, ESPN, and on ABC.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
The host might be irrelevant, but the conversations aren't.
Bears defensive end Montez Sweat earlier this week on a podcast with Chris Long.
I'm not losing to Green Bay this year. I can't do it.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
Instead of hanging out in the Bahamas and enjoying his offseason, he's complaining about the Packers. Rent-free.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe. Live on ESPN Madison's YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And available wherever you get your podcasts.
Beautify your entertainment space with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Hi, this is Gina Della from Pella. Turn your ordinary space into something extraordinary with brand new Pella windows. Plus, getting the perfect windows and doors for your home has never been easier. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months, or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months if you book before April 30th. Take ownership of your living space and make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Why does Kalsher Implement Company Incorporated have several copier printers from James Imaging Systems? President Glenn Whipperfirth.
Good people, easy to work with, and local.
Talk to me about the James Imaging Systems people.
Greg is our service guy. He's been phenomenal to work with. Andrew, that's your James sales rep. He's been great to work with as well.
James Imaging Systems, local people and a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. That means a lot to local businesses.
It definitely means something to me. It's actually the reason why we're still with them.
Glenn, does James Imaging Systems help you keep your customers happy?
Happy customers, yes.
And you've also been a James customer for years, right?
Yes. Happy customers make repeat customers.
Be happy. Switch to copier printers from James Imaging Systems. It's easy to do. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
We're on the Bucks.
With this team, the way they travel on the road and how they're built.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
You think Doc thinks they're winning a championship?
Nobody covers the Bucks like 100.5 ESPN.
I'm throwing caution. What's it gonna be? Tonight the winds of change are blowing wild and free. If I don't get out of this town, I just might be the
Evan Cohen has worked a lot with Tim Legler. So maybe Evan Cohen can help talk us off the ledge about both Dame Time and about the Bucks' chances in round one against the Pacers without Giannis, at least to start, according to Adrian Wojnarowski. You hear him every weekday across ESPN Wisconsin and across ESPN Radio nationally, ESPN2, ESPNU, on Unsportsmanlike. It is Evan Cohen. Evan, good morning. How are you?
I was literally just with Legs 10 minutes ago. If I knew you wanted to talk to him, I would have just stayed there and put him on the phone. My bad.
Did you ever ask him if he remembered, meeting me when I was spending a lot of time in Maryland and the older brother of a girl I was dating was good friends with? Did you ever ask him about that?
Yeah, it never came up, Jason. Never found a way to work it into the conversation.
How would that come up? Evan, I'm Legs. Bring it up. Hey, Evan, man, Buck's going to have a tough battle tonight. All right, man. Hope you're doing well.
Show. All right, so am I doing it on air or off air in this scenario?
On air.
No.
Okay, off air. Off air is better.
Okay, so Legs, I got to ask you. Mm-hmm. So there's this guy in Wisconsin that I've worked with for 20 years. Professionally on the air, we're great. Off the air, he hates my guts. But he dated a girl once in Maryland and ran into you and all this kind of stuff. Do you remember Jason Wilde?
Oh, yeah, real dorky dude. Had a big earring in, right? He had an earring stuffed in. It was looked like it was infected. Or wore a bunch of Oregon stuff, right?
I'm not sure I started doing that either.
No, he wasn't in Oregon at that time, I don't think so. No.
Go Terps. Yeah. All right.
If I see him tomorrow, here's the deal. Jason, you're a great writer. Send me an email with a script. If I see him tomorrow, I will film essentially me asking him if he remembers you.
No.
I don't know if he's going to be in, because how I've learned this works at ESPN is all the analysts are basically brought in based on the season and the time of year and the topics going on, right? So I'm walking the hallways today, and my favorite ESPN analyst, Andrea Carter, is there. She's in for all the WNBA draft stuff.
She's killing it, by the way. Is she the breakout star? She's the breakout star of the whole Caitlin Clark deal, right?
For many people, not for me, because if you look back on NBA draft night in June, she was on the NBA draft coverage. And I got to be honest, I didn't know who she was then. And I tweeted how great I thought she was then in June of 23. Since then, she's realized I'm such an Uber fan. She comes on with us all the time. And the reason she came on with us today, you guys will be interested in this. And the main thing I talked to her about.
I know what you talked about, yeah.
Yeah, because Canty and Michelle did not know this. She's a snake owner for the last 11 years. She owns a snake.
Yeah.
That is her pet. She named it Nothing. If you check out her Twitter, you'll see her tweeting out pictures of a snake with my tweet on it. She's a huge snake owner.
So, Evan, did she start off with, it was the snake small, and it grew to this big snake that we saw on your Twitter feed? Or was it a big, normal-sized snake?
I don't think so, Tausch. I think it was a full-size snake.
Okay.
Because she said, and I wish I could adopt this thought process, the snake, and I didn't know this, eats once a month.
Oh.
That's all the snake needs to eat is once a month.
Yeah, but she's got that snake, floating around. She's lying on a couch with it. Normally you keep it in, an aquarium. So the snake, let's say she goes on a 6-day road trip. What is she doing? Does the snake just run around the house do whatever they want?
No, that's a great question. We asked her that. She said the snakes are very self-sufficient, and they're able to maneuver within the cage or whatever it is, the tank that they're in. Now, she said, and I think she put out this picture at some point, she said at one point the tank broke. She had to put electrical tape on the tank. She comes back from, doing games or whatever she was doing, and the snake had all this electrical tape on the snake.
Mm.
And all of this, ironically, stemmed from our producer saying that he's a single guy. He wanted to buy a cat. And Michelle said that's kind of a turnoff for people if you're a single guy with a cat, that, people may not be that interested, that dog owners are more, people, engage in more conversation than cat owners. She's saying in general conversation, not from a dating perspective. Like the single person who walks around with a dog, people are going to talk to that person. The cat, people find a little weird.
Yeah, I feel like Michelle said that's a deal breaker for her. If she's out and it's a dude with a cat and it's just those two, she's out, right? And isn't that kind of the premise?
I believe she said that. So then it led to what's more of a red flag. The cat owner or the snake owner? To which she said the snake owner, and obviously, of course, then you got to bring Andrea Carter in to defend herself.
I don't know. Let's say you meet your future wife, and you find out after you're dating for a month that she's got a snake. That's not going to kill. Is that killing your vibe?
No, but I got to be honest, and Jason, I believe you have pets. If my wife, I learn after a month, has cats all over her house or apartment or whatever,
troubling.
I'm probably out.
But a snake, you're fine.
Oddly enough, I go to the same place you go to, Tausch. I don't know why that's not a deal breaker for me, but I don't think it would.
I'm kind of intrigued. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of intrigued. You got a snake. That means you have a lot of courage. I do wonder if you're gone, do you leave the housekeeper? If you have a housekeeper or someone checking on the plants, you better make sure they know there's a snake just slithering around the house.
Another good one. By the way, I said to Andrea this morning, I said, so let's say you're having friends over for like a dinner party. Do you have to give the warning about the snake?
You would think.
She said, yes, all of my close friends know, but if it's somebody that I'm not as close with, I do let them know, but I also keep the snake locked in the cage in the room so nobody has to worry about the snake.
What does she do when it comes to dating? Like when she's, dating?
I don't know her well enough to go there, so
that
I didn't
would be
ask that question.
When do you bring that snake into the equation is the question.
Yeah, that's not going to be a question I ask her. Got to be honest.
Well,
that
you guys
won't
are
happen.
getting, how far into your guys' relationship can you ask her that question?
He's more likely to ask
I don't think we're there.
Well, but you've had her on the show a bunch. You are her biggest cheerleader. At some point, you can ask that, no?
I don't think I'm there yet. I got to be honest. We have to have a meal, right? I had a big meal last week with Hembo from Greenie to solidify our friendship.
Yep.
You got to have the meal. You got to, like, hypothetically, if two people are at, I don't know, a Bucks game, like, you have to get together with those people to really solidify the friendship, right?
Okay.
And so, now she did say to me, she said, if you're ever in Atlanta, you can meet Nothing, because that's the name. The name of her snake is Nothing.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
I thought it would have been Damien because of Jake the Snake Roberts, but it was not. Yeah.
Lot to unpack there.
Did that go the way you thought it would go, Jason, on whatever question you asked getting us there?
The conversation about Tim Legler's friendship with Curtis Bocut will have to wait. Because the snake's name is Nothing. You mentioned your Hembo dinner. I was going to ask you about coffee creamer because I'm fascinated by that. We haven't even got to the Bucks. You got Coffee Mate tweeting you. Do you have time? I know you've been filling in for Greenie a bunch. Do you have more time? Can we come back for more?
Of course. Right, with that tease, Coffee Mate, coffee creamer, you had me at hello.
More Evan Cohen next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Mosquito Joe of Madison. Well, tired of dealing with pesky mosquitoes, rodents, and other unwanted pests? Well, look no further than Mosquito Joe. Their experts provide comprehensive pest control solutions, keeping your yard and home free from mosquitoes, rodents, rats, stinging insects, and much, much more. From mosquitoes to mice, Mosquito Joe is your partner for comprehensive pest control solutions. Call to schedule a free inspection and let Mosquito Joe transform your indoor and outdoor living experience.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Wisconsin men's hockey senior goaltender Kyle McClellan has been named the winner of the 2024 Mike Richter Award, which is given to the nation's top Division I men's goaltender. McClellan went 24-12-1 on the season, posting 7 shutouts and a .931 save percentage. In its 11th year, this is the first time a Wisconsin goaltender has been awarded the Mike Richter Award, who played for Wisconsin from 1985 to 1987 and won a Stanley Cup with the New York Rangers in 1994.
Get 0% interest for up to 36 months, or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months. Book before April 30th at PellaWI.com.
Gruber Law Offices and other business owners help local startups get on their feet on Project Pitch It. Watch it Saturday nights at 10:35 on WISN 12. One call, that's all.
Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a must-play every golf season. Wild Rock Golf features championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Wild Rock, a Herdston Fry masterpiece that's cut from the natural beauty of the Wisconsin Dells and offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes. Wild Rock presents spectacular greens that roll fast and true. Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a unique gem that offers a challenge to avid golfers of all abilities. Book your tee time today for this must-play at wildrockgolf.com, wildrockgolf.com.
Hey Madison, it's Dan Andrews from Simon Chevrolet in Mount Horeb. By now you know that you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simon Chevrolet in Mount Horeb. But what is a better buying experience? It's a car buying experience that is custom to what you want and need. We can be your trusted expert, or we can be hands-off until you're ready to purchase. If you're in the market for a new or new to you Chevy truck or SUV, make the short drive to Simon Chevrolet in Mount Horeb and see the difference a better buying experience can make.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Make a difference and donate blood today. Impact Life and Stoughton Health are bringing a blood drive for the community, to the community, Friday, April 19th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at our Community Health and Wellness Center, 3162 County Road B. Mask optional. Appointments encouraged. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org or call 800-747-5401. Group code 3643. That's Friday, April 19th. Learn more at stoughtonhealth.com. Creating excellence. Together.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I'm throwing caution. What's it gonna be? Tonight the winds of change are blowing wild.
Continuing with Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and I do want to get to what Stephen A. Smith said about the Bucks and Dame, because just like Tausch, Evan is an NBA expert. But to let everyone in who didn't see the segment, Evan, tell us a little bit about how you take your coffee.
Okay, so this has been an ongoing theme since I started at ESPN, but it just made its way to the air over the last week or so. So I love coffee in the morning, like many people, as some people in and around Madison or Milwaukee may know from my experiences around them going to the University of Madison, Wisconsin-Madison. I like McDonald's coffee, love McDonald's coffee. And I always have with me wherever I go, or buy it with me wherever I go, fat-free Coffee Mate, either French vanilla or hazelnut. And I'm probably equal in terms of the taste of coffee to Coffee Mate ratio. I'm a 50-50 guy. I'm not 80-20 in favor of coffee. A lot of people don't have any kind of milk or creamer in their coffee. Well, I've been at ESPN for about 7+ months now, and my teammates there are starting to notice early in the morning when I get coffee how much of the Coffee Mate I actually put in it. They are now comfortable enough around me to come clean and tell me they're disgusted by my 50-50 ratio. So then last week, as I'm filling in for Greeny, Hembo, who was a part of Greedy's show every day, was fully disgusted to a point that he actually did a taste test on the air, almost spit it out, but mind you, he didn't have coffee. He just had the Coffee Mate, which is not made to drink raw without the
Correct. As someone, again, I know this alarms you frequently when this kind of stuff happens, but yet another example how you and I are similar in some ways. I am the same way with coffee. So I am in full support of you.
You're a 50-50 guy.
Yeah, way too much, for most people, way too much creamer to coffee ratio. Should not be that close. think Tausch would tell you that. I think most people would ridicule me as much as they ridicule you. I did think it was unfair that he did the taste test without any coffee in it.
I agree. That was not a proper way of doing that at all, in any way, shape, or form. At all. That was ridiculous the way he did it.
All right, speaking of ridiculous, you mortgage your future to acquire one of the all-time great players because you're going to make a title run. And just to recap the way the season has gone in Milwaukee, they fired their inexperienced first-time head coach. They had an interim coach briefly. They brought in Doc Rivers. They have had a sub-500 record during that time. They are now in the number 3 seed facing the Indiana Pacers. They don't have Giannis, at least to start the series, per Adrian Wojnarowski. And if they lose in the first round again, there are rumblings that they will move on from Damian Lillard, based on what Stephen A. Smith said. Could this have gone much worse if this continues down this path for the Milwaukee Bucks?
Jason, here's the weird part about all of this. I think so many of the decisions they made, every one of the Wilde and Tausch fans listening right now would have made the exact same decision. At the time that they moved on from Mike Budenholzer, I believe that most of the Wilde and Tausch fans would say, yep, makes sense. I don't believe they would have said hire Adrian Griffin, okay? I believe that every single one of them, when presented the opportunity to trade for Dame Lillard, despite the love and admiration, rightfully so, for Drew Holiday, every single one of them would have done that. And if I told you could have Doc Rivers coaching this team and not Adrian Griffin, every single one of them would have made that move. So the Milwaukee Bucks made a lot of moves that most of us would make. It has not worked out the way in which you had hoped it would work out. I think there is going to be real conversation, fair or not, over the next 24 hours, asking the simple question, has Giannis played his last game in a Bucks uniform? I think the answer is no for 2 reasons. One, I do believe he'll find his way back in this series. And 2, because I don't believe he's going to ask out after the season. I have said all year long, and Tausch can back me up on this, I said all year long, if this doesn't work, I could see this being a healthy breakup between Dame and the Bucks after the season. Literally a face-to-face meeting between management and Dame saying, we tried. We all tried. No hard feelings. Let's just see what else is out there because maybe it makes sense for all parties involved. Do I think they're going to win a championship this year? No. Would I write them off just yet? Ready to do that despite every sign pointing in that direction of writing them off.
So do you think that if that is how it shakes out, that Dame can the Bucks get a good haul back if that is the case for Dame?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I was on the trade machine, of course, last night, looking at this, and I started thinking about if you're going to move off of Dame and you're going to trade him, what are you going to try to get in return? And the answer to what you're going to try to get in return is Drew Holiday. That's not going to happen, obviously. So where is a Drew Holiday clone-ish? Well, Memphis, Marcus Smart. Problem with that is Memphis is not going to want Dame Lillard when they have John Morant. Who would want Dame Lillard? Same team that wanted him last summer, Miami. Would Miami and Milwaukee make a trade straight up? I don't believe so at this point. I think they're too competitive with one another, and I'm not sure Miami has what Milwaukee needs. But Memphis may. Another team out there may. A team like, Oklahoma City, if they make moves after the season, a guy like Lou Dort, I don't want to get too inside basketball here, but you need to basically look for defenders around Giannis, right? I think that's kind of what we're looking at. I would not get rid of Chris Middleton. They may consider that if he's healthy. I still think he's a perfect co-star to Giannis. I think that the Dame thing was a great try. At this point, it doesn't look like it's going to work out. And I think after the season, they're going to have to strongly consider making a move with Dame. Now, I also think that many teams, even at this age and this price, would have extreme interest in Brook Lopez, right? I mean, I would take him on my team if there was something left there. But this is not where we anticipated this would go with this team this year. And I'll give you one other thing. This is now the second straight year Giannis Antetokounmpo will miss games in the playoffs because of injury. I'm not suggesting he's injury prone. He plays so hard. We know that. But if we're going to do this to other players about missing games in the playoffs, and maybe there have been other years he missed games in the playoffs, I don't know. I know it's freakish, I guess pun intended. I know it's bad luck to get hurt. But, again, he missed games against Miami last year, and now he's going to miss games against Indiana this year.
And he missed games during their run to the title.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you got to say, like, Giannis gets banged up this time of year. I know everyone does, but he misses games this time of year.
So, Evan, before we let you go, Wendy on Get Up this morning said it's not about Dame. Like what you said could easily happen, and I don't think Bucks fans will be devastated. But he said it's about Giannis. And I think for all of us, that's, well, Giannis has a 4, he signed a long-term extension, blah, blah, blah.
That's irrelevant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My question was, if Giannis does, in fact, say, you know what, man, this just ain't working, the Bucks have no choice, right?
So here's the question on that, and I understand. I mean, listen, Wendy knows this better than anybody. He is unbelievable. Like, if I'm the Bucks and Giannis comes to me and says it just didn't work, what am I going to – if I'm going to be truthful with him in return, my response is, yeah, I know, you shouldn't have made all the moves you made.
That probably doesn't go over well, though.
No, but Tausch, you're not actually going to say that, right? But who wanted Budenholzer out?
Giannis.
Who wanted Dame in?
Giannis.
Who wanted Griffin in?
Giannis.
Who wanted Griffin out?
Giannis.
Who wanted Doc in?
Giannis.
What are we talking
Giannis.
about exactly? Oh,
Giannis.
I mean, so
who wanted Thanasis? Giannis.
Well, that's been a good thing. I mean, its analysis is wonderful. The content that's been
It's
created
been a
there is
fantastic show, no question.
It has been, indeed. Evan, thanks for sticking around a little extra for us. Enjoy your coffee, mate.
Thank you, guys.
That is Evan Cohen. You can
That
hear
was a
him.
depressing deal there at the end. And I don't think Evan said the same thing. You believe Giannis will be back, but 2 first-round. This series, I don't think you can stress the importance of this series against the Indiana Pacers. Because even if you can find a way, and then even if the New York Knicks beat you, you can at least say, well, it just wasn't our year. You can at least kind of coalesce around that. You're still going to be uber disappointed. But if you lose in the first round again, that's when panic strikes. And you don't want to be operating out of a position of panic. And that's what the Bucks will be doing.
We will shift gears away from the Bucks, despite Tausch's extensive knowledge of the NBA, along with Tim Legler and Wendy and Evan Cohen and Stephen A. Smith. We'll get back to what we usually serve at the Wilde and Tausch restaurant, which is Packers talk. But speaking of the Bucks and speaking of Thanalysis, you can tune in to Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks dives deep into Bucks in 6, a culture unknowingly created by former Bucks star Brandon Jennings. You can take a look inside the Brandon Jennings story, the origin of Bucks in 6, how it became a rallying cry, and what it truly means to Jennings and Bucks fans alike. So find Behind the Bucks on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch kicks off in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here, and when I was on the hunt for a hot tub, I found Patio Pleasures, a locally owned family business. Patio Pleasures has a passion for making your home a place for recovery and relaxation. And that's why I'm excited about my new cold plunge from Patio Pleasures. They only showcase premium recovery and relaxation products, and that's how I know it's going to be great. Gear up for spring and check out Patio Pleasures' 2 incredible showrooms, Madison West and Sun Prairie.
Hey, this is Eric Name of The Athletic. You're listening to Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Bucks, the number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs, host the Indiana Pacers, the 6th seed, on Sunday. Time to be announced at Fiserv Forum for Game 1 of their opening round Eastern Conference playoff series. Yesterday on ESPN's First Take, Stephen A. Smith suggesting that Damian Lillard may want out of Milwaukee if the Bucks can't advance past the Pacers in the first round of the playoffs. Meanwhile, appearing yesterday on Kyle Brust and Nortman, Bucks Bobby Portis said this team is equipped for a playoff run.
You know, if you look at our season, our makeup of our team, man, like, there's nothing that our team hasn't seen. You know, like, we had 3 coaches. We went to Vegas. We had lineup change. We had guys hurt in and out the lineup all year. So I don't know if there's a more battle-tested team than us in the league right now.
Find the full conversation with Bobby Portis on Kyle Brust and Norman, available on Wisconsin On Demand. Find Stephen A. Smith's commentary as well as plenty more as we get set for the NBA playoffs at ESPNWisconsin.com.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or MetroKiaofMadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now.
Good news yesterday, Jason. I was questioning and wondering.
Oh, good. I'm glad we have good news.
About what was going to happen over at 1265 as camp opened up, and old 2-3 is in the house. I thought that was a great sign.
So, our buddy Rob Domovsky of ESPN.com.
The newsbreaker.
Big time. And sharing the opinions of multiple people inside the building and getting us lots of video views on social media. Also, he does this every year. He puts together his list of all the workout bonuses that are in the contracts of their players. And Jair Alexander, as he did last year, has a $700,000 workout bonus. Last year,
he said deuces.
He said, I don't
need that scratch.
And what was really weird was that he claimed that he came to Green Bay, like, outside of the workouts. Like, he came when there were no workouts, and he he would come to the facility and be by himself.
He just loves the game.
You know, it was just him and T-Bone and Odie and the crew in the equipment room, and he'd have the place to himself largely. Well, the Packers, who did not have media access yesterday but did post photos to Packers.com, and there's Jair. He's walking with Xavier McKinney. He's working out during their calisthenics, and that is a good sign, Tausch. Did you think that he may not show?
Yeah, no, I thought there was a possibility. Whenever someone shows you that $700K didn't really matter, which is what he did last year, normally I would say, no, there's no way he's going to be there. He wants his money. Because players like money, people like money, they want to collect it.
Yeah.
Ja's different, man, and we've seen that in numerous ways. But you start factoring in how last season went. He was suspended. He was docked a week's worth of pay. And it just seemed like there was some stuff. And then we went through kind of his Instagram post and how his viewpoint on the Packers season was last year. And I really think that the change in direction of leadership under the defense was a big thing for Ja. I think he is going to look at this in a different way. I don't think he liked how Joe Barry approached things. I don't think he liked it one bit. And I think he's been very open about that. And I think that's a reason why you saw him kind of act the way he did at certain points. Now, I think he is always going to run to the beat of his own drum. I think that's just how 2-3 is going to be. But I think, Hafley is going to look at this and say, we have a dog, and we need to let him eat. And we've seen this where he shut down Justin Jefferson. He wants the challenges. And some players, you have to continue to do that. And that's why I thought yesterday with him being there, showing up for the first day, I think it's a great tone setter for what I'm hoping is a breakthrough. I don't know if I'm going to call him Depoy anymore, but just getting back to being that guy. Because he has not been that guy for a few seasons. And I think he, like most pros, will look at it and say, there's some seasons where you could say, well, they owe me this and all this. He knows he's up against it. He knows, I think that some of that guaranteed money, this is the last year of the big-time guarantees, correct me if I'm wrong. He wants another big payday. He wants to show, and I think he handled how he was suspended last year, could go one of two ways. And I think he handled it the right way. Now he sees this team, this youthful, ascending football team, and all of that together can really lead to something beautiful, and that's what I think all of us are hoping for.
So in fairness to him, I think the point you make is a good one, that he could have gone way south after the suspension. And while I think we both agree that it wasn't as if he was going to he could have, but just because he didn't act out after the suspension didn't necessarily mean that he handled it well, right? Maybe he just hid his displeasure well.
But that's handling it well.
Right. But I would say that as time went on, I think, and David Bakhtiari, who did not get suspended, I'm not comparing that part of it, but David Bakhtiari was a doubter last year, right? I mean, he was a fairly outspoken doubter at the start of the year with the shift from his BFF to an unproven quarterback and all that kind of stuff. And that team won David over, right? I mean, he came back in December and was loving being part of it, it appeared. It was a good thing. I think Jair was a doubter, too. And I think he was a really big-time doubter in his defensive coordinator. And I think he was hoping that there was going to be a change last offseason, and there wasn't. Now there is. You put the way he handled the suspension, the change in the system, maybe $700,000 meaning a little bit more to him this offseason than last offseason, and it's great that he's there. And I think that's really encouraging. Now, whether or not, here's my question. You just said it yourself. He's a different cat. With different cats, things can change somewhat quickly, right? So I don't know if everything is necessarily solved. I'm just encouraged by it. But when you're a different kind of guy, something else could set you off that maybe takes you in a different path once again. Fair?
I think you can only just judge off of what they've done lately. Is there, there's some guys that you're like, wow, I can't believe they did that. With Jair, is there anything to be, man, I can't believe he did that.
Yeah.
I don't sense that's going to be the case. There's, some players kind of strive and thrive when they're in that middle zone. I'm not going to get too high, too low. That's not going to be Jair. And you don't want every player to be the same. And a lot of times these stars of stars, they're going to be more to handle. And you have to understand that. And you can go to Charles Woodson. And I don't know how many times I heard a coach either muttering or saying, boy, if he wasn't such a good player, I don't know if it'd be worth the pain in the blank that he is. But you know what he is? When he's picking passes off and taking pick sixes back to close up games, you don't hear coaches say that. So you want things to be a certain way, and coaches want to have conformity and everything else. But I think the thing with Matt LaFleur is he's a younger coach. I think he understands that not everybody's going to be the same and that different guys have different personalities. Jair's going to have a different personality, and you hope that you get the best. How you get the best is you show that you're going to use his talents in the best way. And if that's the case, you're going to have some great play coming from 23. And if you get that, everybody's going to be happy, even if there's a couple of hiccups along the way.
To your point, though, about him, what was the phrase you used, being up against it? After this season...
What's he making this season?
So his cap number for this season is $23.98 million.
Okay.
They gave him the roster bonus he was due, which was $8 million. That was the final roster bonus that is involved with his contract. He's got a $6.65 million base. So he's counting $23.98 million against the cap. But when you're not in trouble is when the dead cap number is much higher than your actual cap number. And if they had moved on from him, remember when Goody was asked if he would consider trading him, he said no. Had they moved on from him, his cap hit would be $35.456 million.
So I'm guessing next year, if let's say this season is choppy and it's not consistent,
where I'm going.
The Packers can get out of this with very limited damage.
Next year, his cap number, if they keep him on the team, is $25.86 million.
Okay.
If they were to move on from him, his dead cap hit would be $19 million. So 25.86 minus 19, you actually save cap space. Now, you don't have an all-pro player on your team anymore, but he's actually cheaper to have count against your cap no longer on your team, like Devondre Campbell becomes. I'm not saying that they should get rid of him, but if it goes poorly, it actually saves you money.
No question. I think Jair knows this. Every player knows that you sign your big deal, you're going to have a little bit of leeway. And then 2 or 3 years later, it's going to be prove it. You always have to prove it. This is a prove it year for Jair. You got a new coach, defensive coordinator that's going to give you a whole bunch of different opportunities, and you want to get another big payday. You start by showing that I'm a willing tackler. I am going to be back to being the way I play, aggressive and swagger and all the stuff that he's brought that we all love. Let's see that. Let's see your leadership. Let's get a captain's pin. Let's get a coin toss where you're actually invited to go and do it. How fun is that going to be? That's the stuff that I think Jair needs to do this year and elevate himself, because your best players need to be your leaders. You can have guys that aren't, but in an ideal world, he is one of your captains. He's one of your leaders. He's one of your best players. And if this defense is going to make a jump, he's going to need to be a spearhead of that. If he is injured and not effective and a non-willing tackler, this defense ain't going to get any better. I don't care if they bring Buddy Ryan back.
R.I.P. I want to ask you how confident you are that he will be able to return to the form that you bestowed the Depoy title on him for. We'll do that coming up next when we continue the conversation after you tell us about Prize Picks.
Oh, I was ready to go for the quest for 200. You can do that, too, with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Over 3 million active users, and it is easy to play. Go more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and just watch the winnings roll in like old tea. At the UFC, I had a bunch of golf this last weekend. Now we have basketball. You got playoffs. You got rebounds. You got the whole deal. Prize Picks has all of it. They offer weekly promotions. It's probably going to be a Taco Tuesday. I'll have to take a look tonight. Special offers for the biggest moments in sports. Download the app today. Use that code WI for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code WI on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
We'll continue our Jair Alexander conversation next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott and Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. Well, what's right around the corner? Mother's Day. Show some love to the incredible women in your life and stop at Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. I recommend Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Alex Drove. Join me and the Dean, Dennis Semrau, as we talk all things high school sports this Thursday, April 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, Pasquale's Cantina, UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, the GRB Academy, and Stoughton Health.
Hey Badgers, spring is right around the corner and so is the annual Crazy Legs Classic. Register today for the 8K run or 2-mile walk on April 27th and celebrate 175 years of UW-Madison. The Crazy Legs Classic is presented by J.D. McCormick Properties, Odyssey Greek Yogurt, Mueller Sports Medicine, and WMTV 15. For more information and to register, visit crazylegsclassic.com. That's crazylegsclassic.com.
Beautify your entertainment space with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Hi, this is Gina Della from Pella. Turn your ordinary space into something extraordinary with brand new Pella windows. Plus, getting the perfect windows and doors for your home has never been easier. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months, or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months if you book before April 30th. Take ownership of your living space and make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 2024 NFL Draft.
So you ready for the draft? Let's get started.
From number 1 to Mr. Irrelevant.
The San Francisco 49ers select Brock Purdy, a quarterback from Iowa State.
The 2024 NFL Draft, live from the heart of downtown Detroit.
The Chicago Bears select.
It all starts with round 1, Thursday, April 25th at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN, and on ABC. Presented by ESPN Bet.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Protect your dream home with American Family Insurance. And you can weather any storm. You'll also save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote. Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Watch every ESPN Madison show live every day. Subscribe to ESPN Madison on YouTube for live video of every show and exclusive content. Just search ESPN Madison.
You can hurt me tomorrow. You can hurt me, 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 you can hurt me tomorrow. You can hurt me tomorrow. You can hurt me tomorrow. Girl, save it for tomorrow.
All right, Tausch. I think we agree that before the shoulder injury that Jair Alexander suffered during the 2021 season tackling Najee Harris of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Before that, he was one of, if not the best corners in
physical, hunted people.
Mm-hmm.
That
I think we
changed.
also agree that he hasn't been to that level. He's certainly had great coverage games. There's no doubt about it.
Few and far between.
But
in
they
my
haven't
opinion.
been as frequent as you would like
He's
them
been
to be.
picked on, too, in games.
So where is your confidence level?
I don't have a ton. I'm going to Ronald Reagan this. I still believe in him, but I need some verification. I think he has proven to be a really good football player, but he has been way too inconsistent. And, yeah, part of it's injury. I get it. That sucks. Part of it's been attitude. So now you're looking at it and saying, all right, it's time for you to get back out there and be the guy that when we paid you top dollar. He was at one point he was the top corner paid.
I think he still is.
And if he still is, he's got to be that guy. So I think if you're going to ask me, well, is Jeff Hafley going to be better than what we've seen in the past? I got two questions for you. Is Rashawn Gary going to return to form, and is Jair Alexander going to return to form? If that's the case, they will. If it's not, this defense isn't going to be that much better. I don't care what scheme you're running. You got your two of your highest paid dogs that need to be more consistent than what they've been. And Rashawn Gary has been a physical player. I am not going to fault Rashawn at all. I thought he gutted it out. He got his butt back, and he gave us everything he had. He is going to be much better than he was last year. Feel very confident about that. Lucas Van Ness is going to take that jump. He is a big, strong bull of a man. He's going to cause problems. But if this defense is going to make a jump, it's not going to be because the Packers took some stud. It's not going to be because, they grabbed McKinney in the free agency pool. Those things are all nice, and I think McKinney can make an impact.
Mm-hmm.
This defense can make a jump because their best players are going to play their best football. And if they do, this is going to be a really fun team to watch. And unlike some people, I still believe defense matters. I don't think you can just roll your hat out and say, doesn't matter. Offense needs to be better. Don't roll your eyes. It's what you guys said, not me. You check the tape. Defense still matters. And how you play effective defense in today's day and age, you get a dog that can rush, and you have a cover corner that can play. Green Bay has their guys. Now can they do it? And if they do, and if this defense can get in the top 5, this will be a Super Bowl team. If they don't, then we're going to be sitting there hoping that Jordan Love and the offense can just outscore people, which is what some people think the NFL is all about now.
Super excited to go back on the tape and hear how it was said that defense doesn't matter anymore. But
Jesse,
right.
am I disparaging these? Is that not what the conversation was?
This is the one that you guys got in the big argument.
We did fight.
About,
it was in a fun way, though. We weren't like.
I didn't find it all that fun. No.
All right. Well, then we'll just move along. Jason and Homer both didn't say defense has never been less important than we've ever seen it. Offense is what's winning. And then I continue to point out that the Chiefs won the championship this year with a really good defense. But
and they won it the previous year with a bad defense. Yeah.
Yes, your offense needs to be up to par, no question.
And yes, your defense needs to be up to par.
Well,
you're right about that.
No.
It's almost like your elevators have to line up of your defense and your offense, so at least it's close to the same level.
Let me tell you something. The Chiefs' elevator didn't line up last year at all.
In the playoffs, it did.
Did it?
As much as I'd love to relitigate this.
But would you guys if you're asking me what needs to happen for Jeff Hafley's defense to really be good, your two guys are right there. They need to be the guys that we are paying them and expecting them to be. I don't think anything else is close if I'm power ranking anything. Nothing else is close.
Would you like to power rank something other than first-round picks? Because that's what we were going to do.
No. We don't need my point on the job, because you're asking, can he return to form? Yeah, he can. I just wonder, is he going to go back to being the guy that I remember drilling a quarterback in the backfield the opening day down at U.S. Bank Stadium on a corner blitz that I don't even think he was supposed to blitz on, and making plays in the backfield and just going about with a relentless aggressiveness. I haven't seen that guy. I want to. But have you seen that guy since that fateful day when he split his shoulder in half against Najee Harris? I haven't.
That rainy day against the Arizona Cardinals.
I don't know if this is a fair question to ask you guys, but I'm going to try and ask it. And if you want to ridicule it, so be it. Does Jair Alexander deserve to be the highest paid at his position of players on the Packers roster?
No, not as we sit here right now.
Last year was not a great year on a number of levels for him, right? And there were questions about the seriousness. Anytime that you get to the point where there are people wondering about how bad your injury is, that's never a good place to be. And we don't do that around here on this program, but there were definitely people that were concerned, and you could see in his head coach's demeanor the frustration with the uncertainty of just how bad that shoulder was. And I just think that started them down a path that eventually led to the captain calling the coin toss when you're not a captain saga. So last year was not a good year. But I don't think you can write someone off. As the great Denny Tauscher taught us, talent outs. But you better show the talent.
Part of his talent was his aggressiveness and was willing to put his shoulders on the line. He has not done that since. Not consistently.
And frankly, I don't entirely blame him. Right?
I understand why, but it's not how the ball's played, man. It's not.
There have been more than a few players at his position who are largely disinterested in physicality and tackling as well.
That wasn't his bread and butter was physicality. Like that was part of his charm.
Swagger, yeah.
And we saw glimpses. I mean, was it Dallas where he stole the pick, the playoff game? Or San Francisco? I don't remember where, but he was in there. I think it was Dallas.
Yeah, it was Dallas.
That's Jair. So when you see those glimpses, you're thinking, all right, then. So that's why I'm not writing him off. But it's one thing, can you do it consistently? We'll find out. Man, I hope so. He's one of my favorite players to watch when he was humming. And it took a lot. I mean, I had to take a lot of bitter lemon juice when my depoy was out there flailing around, not putting his head in there. Because that's what he was doing. I didn't like saying it, but that's what he was doing.
You got to cover and you got to tackle. Just like you got to do concrete and you got to do asphalt if you're working like Tausch is going to be, at least for one job, for Johnson & Sons Paving.
Who wants a visit with old T coming out there and putting a pothole back together? Get that thing smoothed out. Who wants that? If you do, Johnson & Sons Paving, they're inviting me out to one of their job sites this summer. And it could be with your business. Book an appointment before May 31st. You can see me out there with the crew. Johnson & Sons Paving has over 2 decades of experience, ready for the challenge that winter has. We all know it's coming. Potholes are everywhere. You got the snow plows hitting it. Damage to cars, bad aesthetics, you name it. Get the impacted asphalt areas patched up or completely replaced with Johnson & Sons. Visit johnsonsonspaving.com. I'll have my hard hat. I got my level. I got my vest. I got my snacks. I got my hydration. I am ready to rock and roll. Let's join it. Have me join you out there. Again, go to johnsonsonspaving.com to get started.
Jair Alexander was a first-round pick in 2018. Goody's first. We'll talk a little bit about first-round picks coming up. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Mosquito Joe of Madison. Well, tired of dealing with pesky mosquitoes, rodents, and other unwanted pests? Well, look no further than Mosquito Joe. Their experts provide comprehensive pest control solutions, keeping your yard and home free from mosquitoes, rodents, rats, stinging insects, and much, much more. From mosquitoes to mice, Mosquito Joe is your partner for comprehensive pest control solutions. Call to schedule a free inspection and let Mosquito Joe transform your indoor and outdoor living experience.
Mike Greenberg,
Greeny.
There is no question that in his 30s, LeBron James has, on multiple occasions, been the most valuable player in the NBA. Comes back to Cleveland, takes over a Cavs team that had the worst record in the NBA, takes them to the finals 4 consecutive seasons, and in none of them was he the most valuable player in the league. What a disgrace.
Greeny, weekdays noon to 2 on 100.5 ESPN.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Madison athletes seeking elite training need to get started today at Total Athlete Performance. TAP is here to serve and educate the serious athlete with their speed, agility, and semi-private training options. Sessions are now available in both Windsor and their TAP facility inside the Verona Athletic Center. Also access remote training anytime, anywhere with the Total Athlete Performance app. Visit tapwisconsin.com for subscriptions, including monthly payment options. That's tapwisconsin.com.
It's official. 2023 was the biggest jackpot year on record at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. Check out these totals. We had over 57,000 jackpots and more than $134 million in winnings. This shatters our previous record year, and we have no intention of stopping here. And with our 95% average payout, we continue to be the official home of the big win right here in Madison. Let's keep it going in 2024 with even more jackpots at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Hey Badgers, spring is right around the corner, and so is the annual Crazy Legs Classic. Register today for the 8K run or 2-mile walk on April 27th and celebrate 175 years of UW-Madison. The Crazy Legs Classic is presented by J.D. McCormick Properties, Odyssey Greek Yogurt, Mueller Sports Medicine, and WMTV 15. For more information and to register, visit crazylegsclassic.com. That's crazylegsclassic.com.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
We're on the Bucks playoff push.
I am skeptical about the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Giannis thing only adds another layer of difficulty for Doc Rivers and company.
Hear every Bucks playoff moment on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
When's the last time we power ranked something? That used to be like something we did. It's our thing.
Well, in season you end up doing it because you power rank.
Right. Sure. The ESPN power rankings come out each week, and we chat about that.
I feel fairly confident that after, where was the game when Green Bay was 27th that people were saying we should tank for Caleb? Was that the Viking game?
Yeah, it was that late October booing or cheering, sarcastic cheering for a first down against the Vikings.
That wasn't good.
I would venture to say that we should not see that number for a long time ever again.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I would also say that at the time, there was reason to wonder.
There was never reason to wonder to tank.
No, but there was reason to wonder if they were as bad as 27th in the league.
Oh,
that Minnesota game was terrible.
They were right where they were supposed to be at that point.
I would agree. So you guys came up with this. I feel like Tausch came up with this idea like weeks ago, if I'm remembering correctly. But power ranking the Packers' first-round draft picks. Now, you were not a first-round draft pick.
No, I was not.
And you are proof that it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish.
It helps to start in the first round.
But, as you always say, seventh-round picks have to constantly prove they belong in the league. First-round picks have to constantly prove they don't. There are some that prove that they didn't on the list. So maybe there would also be a power ranking at the bottom of these rankings that might be interesting as well. The Jamal Reynoldses and the Justin Harrells, et cetera, et cetera. But, Jesse, there are some among us, I'm not going to mention any names, they debate whether or not 10 is higher or lower of a number when you're doing rankings.
No, I'm not going to do that. 1 is the best, 10 is the worst in this case.
So are we working our way up, or are we just putting our person at the top of our list?
Okay, so what I was hoping to do with it, because this is what was brought up a couple of weeks ago, was ranking. And I don't know if you want to do the last 10. I thought a good benchmark was Aaron Rodgers in 2005. So that would be the
he's going to be number 1.
So that would be the last 20 first-round picks then for the Green Bay Packers. And if we went that far, we could just bring them up in chronological order, and you could put them on the list where you think they belong, and we can put together a list of 20.
And we can maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
The big maneuverer.
If you're into playing the game that way, we'll play it that way.
Okay, let's do it.
Can't wait to find out where A.J. Hawk winds up after our debate a couple weeks ago.
Well, you'll have him low.
Why you got to do that?
So here we go. Ranking the first-round picks since Aaron Rodgers in 2005. Let's begin with Aaron Rodgers, and we put him obviously in the number 1 spot.
Okay.
So then the next first-round pick was A.J. Hawk.
Start him at 5.
5?
Yep.
That's where he was picked, 5th. That's where all the expectations came from.
We might maneuver him a little bit, but I'm not going to start him at like 13. I can tell you that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is going to come together here. We got this. All right. Next up, after A.J. Hawk, we have Justin Harrell in 2007.
20th.
Yes, 20th, I agree.
That's a fair spot to start. We'll see if he gets bumped up at all.
He's not going to get bumped up.
All right, there was no first-round pick in 2008. So the next pick was B.J. Raji in 2009.
Oh, boy.
By the way, there are exactly, even though there was a year where there was no first-round pick in 2008, and I think again in 17, there are exactly 20 players on this list.
B.J. Raji, 6. Put him at 6.
I'm putting him at 4.
Okay.
Well, so now we need to debate, does he go ahead or behind A.J. Hawk?
B.J. Raji was a really good player for a short amount of time. Was he impactful? Absolutely he was. One of the great plays in the history of the Packers organization. He deserves a ton of credit. But if I can't sit here and tell you longevity matters, I'd be lying to you. So is he an impactful player, and should he be a top 10 pick of all time? Yeah. But he's not ahead of A.J.
Okay.
Jason, what's your argument for putting him
behind AJ? Why should he be ahead of AJ?
Or ahead of AJ, I should say.
I don't think they win the Super Bowl without him. They don't potentially even get to the Super Bowl without him. And while I agree that there is a brevity to his career, and he did miss an entire season, he did spend 7 seasons in Green Bay, and he played 6 seasons. I don't think that the longevity is short enough to disallow the impact he had. as a player. Went to more Pro Bowls than A.J. Hawk, too, I believe.
Good cases on both fronts.
Good cases.
Is either of you persuaded by the other? Because I think I have to be the tiebreaker vote.
Break it up, yep.
I would put it B.J. Raji behind A.J. Hawk one spot because of the longevity.
So we're putting him at 6. 6.
That's where he slots in. And we can interpret the list and make any changes at the end if needed. So then next up after B.J. Raji, same draft, Clay Matthews.
2.
I was going to put him at 2.
Well, we can move him back later, remember. We can always make adjustments.
Yeah, there's maneuvering, but he's 2 as we sit here right now.
Yeah.
The Packers do not win a Super Bowl without Clay Matthews.
No, I totally agree with that. I believe him to be that. My problem is with the guy they picked in 2020 and where he's headed, because how are we going to rank him?
That's the beauty of the game.
Because of the position he plays, and because longevity, he's only started 1 season. But I have a feeling that he's going to deserve a top 5 slot. Sure, let's start Clay at 2 because that's where I wanted to put him if I'm not contemplating the love factor.
Next up, Brian Bulaga, Iowa.
3.
I'm going to put him at 7. I'm going to put him right behind BJ. And you can make a really good argument. You can put him at 6. I'm torn on that one. I'm going to put him at 6.
You're going to put him ahead of B.J. Raji. Okay. Yeah. Jason?
Yeah, I'm going through the list here. There's a lot of guys that have the potential to be ahead of him, right? Like, I know we like Rashawn Gary a lot around here. We like Jair, or liked Jair. We love Kenny Clark. I want to put him at 3 and then move him on behalf of Jordan Love. So I think he deserves to be.
Wow.
Jesse?
Higher.
Well, why don't we split the difference, put him at 4 for right now then, and then we'll see how it shakes out.
Tausch doesn't have him ahead of A.J. Hawk, I do again.
I don't think you can put Blue ahead of A.J. Hawk. I don't.
Why not? Both have longevity.
A.J. Hawk is a captain, didn't miss games, and he's the leading tackler in the history of the organization.
Brian Bulaga is the best right tackle in the history.
Brian Bulaga had a great career in Green Bay. Youngest starter of all time.
In a Super Bowl, yeah.
But he did not have the same longevity that A.J. Hawk did. He didn't.
Okay. Let's slot him in where he is. This is why this is a fun exercise, going back and looking at all these picks.
And you know what? There's no right answer.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, A.J. Hawk played 142 games in a Packers uniform. Brian Bulaga played 115. They both played 9 seasons. Blue obviously had the ACL tears.
That's almost 2 full seasons more.
Yeah, two ACL tears.
Yeah, life sucks, man. Deal with it. That's why you're at 6 and not 5. Okay. Sorry.
We'll do one more, and then we'll get back to it after the break. How about Derek Sherrod?
19.
Yeah, I'll put him at 18. You get either one. You could start him at 19 if you want.
No, I think 18 is probably good because there's Demarius Randall is still coming up. All right, so that's where we stand. Partway through our list, we'll continue with more of these coming up. Tausch is going to tell us first about Kohler Services, which is definitely number 1 if you're renovating your bathroom.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I saw a lot of bad bathrooms. Hotels, Coliseum, Europe, Italy, whatever it might be. If you need a new bath or a shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services, a family-owned business. For 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, pay 0 interest for 12 months, and you get a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, and with fast, professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
The rankings roll on next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Bucks.
This Bucks team looks too old to be able to make it to the finals.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
They have the talent, but will they have the legs?
Nobody covers the Bucks like 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Stoughton Trailers. Big trailers and big opportunity at Stoughton Trailers. Learn more about why a career at Stoughton Trailers might be for you. Go to stojobs.com. Wisconsin men's hockey senior goaltender Kyle McClellan has been named the winner of the 2024 Mike Richter Award, which is given to the nation's top Division I men's goaltender. McClellan won 24-12-1 on the season, posting 7 shutouts and a .931 save percentage. In its 11th year, this is the first time a Wisconsin goaltender has been awarded the Mike Richter Award, who played for Wisconsin from 1985 to 1987 and won a Stanley Cup with the New York Rangers in 1994.
Get 0% interest for up to 36 months or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months. Book before April 30th at PellaWI.com.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Your first round pick is here. Unleash unbeatable deals at Metro Ford of Madison. Get into a 2024 Ford F-150 at 2.9% APR financing for 66 months. $16.41 per thousand borrowed. This deal available to qualified credit. Offers on the 2024 Ford Edge include 0% APR financing for 66 months. Before April hits the final round, score today at Metro Ford of Madison. Browse the inventory at metrofordofmadison.com.
Protect your dream home with American Family Insurance. And you can weather any storm. You'll also save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote. Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
I say go, baby, go, go, go. Oh, I say go till you can't go. No more, no more. I say go, baby, go, go, go.
The power rankings roll on.
Crazy that A.J. Hawk is again the catalyst for controversy.
I don't know if would you say? I don't think the the controversy has been nearly as strong this time.
I would bet once we post or put this list out, yeah, it will be.
Okay. Jesse, put the list up again. If you're not watching on video stream, you're missing out on our technique for keeping track of how many we've ranked. As of now, 20 players, starting with Aaron Rodgers in 2005, have been drafted in the first round by the Green Bay Packers. A couple of years where they didn't have picks, a couple of years where they had 2 first-rounders. As of now, we have placed Aaron Rodgers 1, Clay Matthews 2, A.J. Hawk 5, Brian Blaga 6, B.J. Raji 7, Derek Sherrod 18.
Big gap there.
Justin Harrell 20. So that's where we stand. Jesse, who's next chronologically?
This is like the best power rankings ever. This is so fun. Nick Perry in 2012. Nick Perry.
10.
11.
Put him at 11.
All right, he'll go 11 for right now, then.
Great one really good season.
Yeah, got himself a nice big contract.
Yep.
Good timing
and
on
then,
his one really good season.
I would say all in all, you'd probably say you're disappointed with him as a first-round pick.
Very fair. Yes, indeed.
Next up, 2012. Oh, sorry, Nick Perry is 2012. 2013, Dayton Jones.
17.
Yeah, 17's good. Fun name, though.
This is a
that
fun
one.
name. He's the one that got in a training camp fight, right? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
There's a lot of training camp fights, but...
All right, fair. For 2014, Clinton Dix.
14, 15, somewhere in that ballpark. You want to go 15?
Sure. Let's go 15 for now.
Very
we can always
disappointing run for
Yeah, there was a moment where we thought he was going to be the answer. He wasn't.
All right, updating the list. Here we go. 2015, your guy, Jason, Demarius Randall.
19, and the only reason he's not last is because of Justin Harrell.
Yeah, Demarius, not a great pick. And a lot of issues came up. 19 is right where he should be.
Not great, Bob.
All right, unanimous there. This one's going to be interesting. 2016, Kenny Clark.
4.
So... Kenny Clark is 4. Are you reserving 3 for Love?
Maybe.
So Tausch has Kenny Clark at 4, which would mean better than A.J. Hawk, which is the metric by all draft picks are measured.
Who's been more dominant? Kenny Clark's going into
Who's got more longevity?
Is Kenny going into his 8th year?
I think he's going into
Drafted
his
in
9th.
16.
He's going into his 9th?
Yeah?
Yeah, Kenny Clark is 4, for sure.
Jason, any rebuttal?
No, I was going to actually put him at 3 and then move him if we agreed that Jordan Love should be 3. So 4 is fine by me.
2017, there were no first-round picks. Even though Kevin King was taken right at the start of the second round, we will not be able to add him to the list, unfortunately.
Welcome back to the league, Kev. Yep. The Atlanta Falcons.
Jair Alexander.
God, this is a tough one.
Yeah, we were just talking about him earlier this hour.
Jair has a chance. If he can lead this team to a championship, he has a chance to go top 4. But as we sit here right now, I'm going to put him at 8.
Not as good as B.J. Raji?
No.
But better than Rashawn Gary, unless you plan on dropping him when we get to Rashawn Gary next.
Everything's mobile. It's a fluid list.
No, I agree with Tausch. I think he's ahead of Rashawn Gary right now, even though I don't know. Which one did you love more at the peak of your infatuation with
Jair.
him? Okay. Elite edge rusher coming up next.
So then we slot in Jair Alexander at number 8 behind B.J. Raji, 7 on the list. We get to 2019 where there were 2 first-round draft picks, the first of which, 12th overall, was Rashawn Gary.
9.
Agreed.
All right, easy enough. While I put that on the list, how about Darnell Savage?
I think you could put him at 12.
Agreed. That's exactly where I was going to put him. We're back to finishing each other's sentences. Let's just finish this up and then analyze what we have when we're done.
Sure, let's go ahead and keep rounding it out then.
Again, what are we going to do? Like, Lucas Van Ness had a nice first season. I didn't feel really fair to him. He's going to end up ranked like 16th.
You can only rank what you have so far. Jordan Love, 2020.
I don't feel great about this.
13.
I am going to do something crazy here. I'm going to move Kenny Clark to 3. I'm moving A.J. Hawk to 4. And I'm putting Jordan Love at 5. That's where I'm at right now.
That is correct. I'm blown away. What else do I have to say?
He's had 1 season as a starter.
I agree.
And it was a fantastic second half of the season.
I agree.
I'm actually thinking about moving Blue and putting him 6, but I want to keep Jordan in the top 5.
We've revised the list.
Wow. I was going to put him at 3 because of the position he plays and betting on futures.
It's not what we're doing. We're not betting on futures.
We can't, but
if I'm betting on futures, I'm putting Jair up there a little higher. It's not where we're at.
Yeah, but Lucas Van Ness, like Dayton Jones had more production.
All right, we have 3 left. Who are they? Or 4 left.
We have 4 left.
Wow.
Yep. So Eric Stokes, 2021.
16.
Agreed.
All right, I'll get that here while we get to Quay Walker.
10.
That seems high.
Nick Perry had one good season.
Might be.
Quay has not had one yet.
Okay, but I'm putting him there.
Okay. I think he may be moved later. That's fine. You can put him there for now.
We'll make amendments coming up.
I think Nick Perry might deserve to be ahead of him at this juncture if we're basing it not on future bets.
I'm open to that.
2 more to go. The penultimate name. Why it's so hard to figure out where he goes on the list. Devontae Wyatt.
13. Lucky number 13.
Lucas Van Ness was the 13th overall pick. I would put him ahead of Devontae Wyatt. But again, I'm betting some futures there, and I've been more impressed with Lucas in 1 year than I've been with Wyatt in 2.
That's fair. I might
Jesse,
side with Jason on that.
Go the route you want to go.
If
That's
we're
fine.
just comparing these 2 spots, I would put Lucas Van Ness ahead of Devontae Wyatt.
Okay.
Possible to be changed based on how they played this year, but right now, today, and you got to compare everybody a little bit differently, I would put Lucas Van Ness ahead of Devontae Wyatt. So we'll make that, and that'll round out the list.
All right, we will review the list to kick off the 11 o'clock hour now. I know this when it comes to power ranking our favorite golf courses where you could shoot 200 or more.
For 200.
And the tree of life or the Good Friday tree or whatever they call it.
And the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin with a rich history you feel when you arrive. You do. Experience a round at the club at Lac La Belle, the historic course, open to the public 7 days a week starting Sunday, May 5th. You can schedule your tee time today at club@laclabelle.com. This is a golf destination you will want to play over and over again. And my favorite part about it, right down the road, 45 minutes from Milwaukee, 45 minutes from here. Boom, 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 boom. And then you get there and you're out in the middle and it's just, it's a vacation. And then you just drive home. It's not a long drive back. You can enjoy fine dining, event space after your round, a historic past that meets that vibrant future. Go to club@laclabelle.com to start your journey today.
We'll break down our 20 players that were drafted in the first round since Aaron Rodgers, beginning with Aaron Rodgers in 2005. Do we need to make some switcheroos after putting that list together? We'll find out when the 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here, and when I was on the hunt for a hot tub, I found Patio Pleasures, a locally owned family business. Patio Pleasures has a passion for making your home a place for recovery and relaxation. And that's why I'm excited about my new cold plunge from Patio Pleasures. They only showcase premium recovery and relaxation products, and that's how I know it's going to be great. Gear up for spring and check out Patio Pleasures' 2 incredible showrooms, Madison West and Sun Prairie.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
Norman is a fake. Great call and great
execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by a banner year celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the first of the back-to-back Final Four appearances for Wisconsin men's basketball. All 4-episode podcasts now available. Subscribe to the Varsity Podcast on Apple, Spotify, and Wisconsin On Demand. The Milwaukee Bucks are the number 3 seed. I almost said 6 seed. Starting to feel that way based on the projections in the Eastern Conference playoffs. As the 3 seed, the Bucks host 6 seed Indiana on Sunday. Time TBA at Fiserv Forum. That'll be announced a little bit later this week. Stephen A. Smith on ESPN's First Take suggesting if the Bucks can't get past the Pacers in the opening round of the playoffs, that Damian Lillard would want to seek to play elsewhere in 2024-2025 NBA regular season. Also, Bobby Portis appearing yesterday on Kyle Bruston Nortman, suggesting that the Bucks are actually very well equipped to handle the adversity the postseason run will present starting on Sunday. All kinds of Bucks stuff to catch up on. Make sure you check it out, ESPNWisconsin.com, and subscribe to the Deer Feed podcast for the best Bucks conversation from ESPN Wisconsin on Wisconsin On Demand. Wilde and Tausch continues right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Of Wilde and Tausch.
So, Jason, before we break that down,
begins now.
My guy Gear Falcon tweeted at me.
Gear Falcon,
and basically just wanted to know, he's intrigued with the Elton Jenkins and Zach Tom conversation. And just wanted to know the differences between center and tackle. And I would tell you this. Center is easier on a day-to-day basis because you're not going against great pass rushers consistently, but center is a hard position. Mentally, you have to be the leader. You have to be directing. You have to, snap the football and not screw that up. You then have to take steps. If you have to reach a nose consistently, it's the hardest block in football. You have to be athletic enough to get up on the next level, but the big thing, you better be smart as a whip, and you better have a great understanding of what you need to do, and you need to make sure all of your guys need to know what to do. Tackle, that's where you put the athletic, guys that you just put out there. Hey, block that guy. Figure out a way. Center, you got to work with guys. You got to combo block. You got to make sure you know what you're doing. You have to play with better leverage. Things happen fast in there. Those are your two biggest differences. That's why you're looking at wrestlers, and Scotty Wells, why he was such a good player, and Flanny, because they could bend, they could move, and they're smart as whips.
Which position's more important, though? I mean, I understand they're all important.
Well, let's start with this. If you don't get the snap up, and we've seen this, Wisconsin, some issues with some snap timing things, but left tackle is the most important position by far.
Is center more important than right tackle?
No. Okay. You're asking the wrong question, though. The question is, where is it more likely I can find somebody to play?
Okay.
You're more likely to find a center than you are to find a really good
right it's the same answer then.
It is. But if you ask me, I want to have Kelsey. I want Kelsey playing center because look at what the difference he can make. You have somebody really good, it changes all your blocking schemes.
I know. But if you think it's easier to find one of them, then go find someone as good as Zach Tom that's a center, right?
Okay, Elton Jenkins. Just found him.
Okay, well, you would say center's more important than left guard?
Center's an important. Listen, they're all important. Center's a very important spot. I would say center. You can make a great argument is
after the tackles
is the second most important spot. I am a biased right tackle, but if you want to talk just logistically, you make a really good argument that center is the second most important position.
So explain to me how the Packers drafted Scott Wells in the 7th round. They drafted Corey Linsley in the 5th round. Don't forget they drafted J.C. Treader in the 4th round. All good players. And I would argue that the 3 that I just listed, all better than the other centers that they've had in recent memory, right? Better than Josh Myers at this point, right? Frank Winters was an old war horse, right? Picked him up in Plan B free agency. I think you'd make the argument that Mike Flanagan is as good, if not better, than the other 3 that I just mentioned. I don't know. You played with all these guys except for Linsley and Treader.
You make a really good argument. Mike Flanagan might be one of the most underrated players that we've had through Green Bay.
I agree. All right, back to our rankings. What exactly do you want to change?
Well, put them up.
Put them up.
I think the spot. I don't think anybody's going to argue with our bottom 5.
So here,
the bottom 5: Eric Stokes, Dayton Jones, Derek Sherrod, Demarius Randall, and Justin Harrell.
Looks good to me.
I mean, if you look at this, out of the bottom 10, you have 1 offensive player. Is that right?
Well,
out of the list, you have Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, Brian Bulaga,
and Derek
Sherrod.
Yeah.
So there's only 4 offensive players in his whole group.
But when they draft offense, oh boy, top 6.
Oh boy, they get Derek Sherrod.
I'll tell you what, defense doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Somebody should give Goody that note. I think those are easy. Ha struggled. He was not.
He went to a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, so did Trubisky. I don't look at. I think when you look at those guys, I think all of us would say, would have liked more. Van Ness and Wyatt, it's not fair to put them where they're at, but it's the reality. This is 2024. They have room to grow. I think Lucas Van Ness can be a stud. I think Devontae Wyatt has the wiggle. He's got a little jiggle. He can get back to the quarterback. I think he is going to love this new scheme as well. So you have 2 guys that have a very good chance to jump up in these rankings, but it's going to be tough to climb. Or you got some great players ahead of you. So this list shows you exactly what the NFL draft's all about. You have studs, and this is why the Green Bay Packers have a championship and why they've been great for a long stretch, because they've gotten the top 10 are all very good to fantastic football players. Then you have 4 or 5 that are kind of yet to be known, and guys that have been good, solid NFL players. Savage, good, solid player in this league. And then you have some complete busts at the bottom. And it's not always just due to that they're not good players. Injuries and stuff happens to them. That list is a great personification of what the NFL draft is all about.
I tend to agree with all of that. I do wonder how many of these guys, Aaron Rodgers special, Clay Matthews special, Kenny Clark special, Jordan Love potentially special.
A.J. Hawk special?
A.J. Hawk was a very good player. And I would have no problem with him being at 4 had he been drafted 28th. But I don't want to relitigate that.
Thank God. Because I do, and I know our fans don't.
What I would really like to relitigate is how important defense is in today's NFL.
So is Jordan Love a better draft pick than A.J. Hawk in your mind, Jason?
But here's the problem. Like
after their first 5 years,
right?
No,
and the problem
He's not.
And again, I don't want to rewrite history. But Jordan Love has turned out based on his second half of last season, to be potentially a fantastic NFL quarterback, and it is at the most important position. At the same time, I don't think that how he has turned out in 2023-24 changes the critique that was valid at the time, which was you had a team that had reached the NFC Championship game. You had a team that, in turn, reached the NFC Championship game the year that you drafted Jordan Love and got not even backup snaps out of him. He was the third stringer, and you lost both of those games. That there was probably someone who was on the board that, had you picked them, perhaps you win the Super Bowl. That doesn't mean that Jordan Love was a bad pick. He clearly wasn't. But the return on investment in the short term, I don't think that this changes that completely. You certainly are glad that he looks like he's legit and really, really good. Because had you done that and he turned out to be Mitch Trubisky, that is not good for your legacy if you're a general manager. So the fact that he's turned out good makes up for the timing of that selection.
So let's remind people, and I'm not going to compare this because Jordan Love's a much better player than Mitchell Trubisky ever was.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch Trubisky led his team to an NFC divisional playoff loss. Or was it a wild card?
I don't have to check.
Trubisky, they lost to the Eagles in the first round.
Okay, first round, but he was a Pro Bowl quarterback. Jordan has not gotten to a Pro Bowl. Now, you can say that's dumb and everything else, and I agree. But we've seen Jordan Love for one season. Mm-hmm. So for everybody that's saying he should be ahead of A.J. Hawk, no, he shouldn't. Not as we sit here right now.
For his time in Chicago, he played in 2 playoff games. The Bears lost both of those. Jordan Love has played in 2 playoff games. The Packers won one, and they lost one.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the problem with doing this now is that whether it's Lucas Van Ness or Quay Walker or Devontae Wyatt or Jordan Love, we don't know what they are.
What's the highest? Let's say they pick a nice offensive tackle this year. What's the highest Jordan Love could be after next season on this list?
Look, I am very much pro Clay Matthews. I think that he turned out to be a fantastic player. I think Jordan Love could be 3 as soon as next year.
See, I think he'd be up to 2.
Yeah,
He goes and wins an MVP and they win a Super Bowl, he's 2.
Is there anything he can do to get to 1?
No, he cannot get to 1.
I will give you this. If he wins the MVP and the Packers win the Super Bowl, I will agree with you.
I think if he wins the MVP,
I don't think that's what's going to happen.
I think if he wins the
season.
MVP, he's 2.
Clay Matthews made perhaps the most important play in the game that you won the Super Bowl in. If it's about winning,
quarterbacks trump outside linebackers. When you win an MVP, that puts you in rarefied air.
Okay. Do you think he's winning the MVP this year?
I think he's got a good shot at it.
I think we're getting.
Where are his odds?
We
I bet
got
his
too
odds
many
are
carts
top,
in front of horses.
His odds are top 10 right now.
His odds are top 10.
That's what I'm asking.
I would agree.
I don't know.
Yeah. I can get that for you.
So the bottom line on this is you look at this, and I think Jordan Love from where he was, if we would have done this last year, he's sitting at 13 or 14. He's not ahead of Nick Perry. He's not ahead of Darnell Savage. He would be ahead of Lucas Van Ness, but I think, do you put him ahead of Ha-Ha? If we did this same exercise,
he wouldn't have even played at all.
That's my point. He's still ahead of Justin Harrell, Demarius Randall, Dayton Jones, and Derek Sherrod.
Yep, sure, because you wish they hadn't played. Yeah. For the record, the current NFL MVP odds. Let me scroll down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jordan Love is 7th. 7th.
What are we getting on that right now?
Plus 1,300.
I think the Wilde and Tausch crew should put $100 on it. I don't know how that works in the state of Wisconsin. I'm not 100% sure.
$100.
We can go to our
sure.
choice of legal establishment to do it at, or we could drive to Dubuque or Illinois.
There's a sports book at Potawatomi.
I think it is a worthy bet.
All right, just so you know, right behind him, Dak Prescott, 15 plus 1,500. Your guy Brock Purdy, 1,600. Jalen Hurts, 1,800. The players that are in front of Jordan Love. Now remember, this guy got blank.
Lamar Jackson.
I'm
just guessing. I want to guess to see how many I can get.
Sure. Yeah. Both. Mahomes is number 1, plus 750.
Josh Allen.
He's number 2, plus 800.
Burrow.
He's number 3, plus 900. Lamar Jackson is 4.
So there's only 2 more ahead of him.
That's correct.
Is Jalen Hurts ahead of him?
No, he's behind him.
Who else is be ahead of him?
Christian McCaffrey?
No, he's not ahead of him. Who got a new head coach that a lot of people have been talking up as
Herbert?
a quarterback? He's plus 1,200. So
I feel much better about putting one spot on that on an old boy.
I was going to say Geno Smith.
And then the last one is Goff.
It is not. It is C.J. Stroud.
Okay, those are fair.
So there are your odds. Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think
Aaron Rodgers plus 2,500.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't think that's a great bet. I think if we look at this, and if we think that the Green Bay Packers are going to take that next step, Jordan Love is going to be a top 3. And all of a sudden now at top 3, if you get that at 1 to 1,300, that's pretty doggone good.
Yeah, I'm putting him at 5 instead of 7. I'm fine with that. Top 5 as the odds. So, but they're not. These odds are like, it's great that we put them in the top 5 of projecting it, but the bottom line is those other 4 guys could all have great seasons too, and he's not going to win, right?
Yeah, that's life.
I understand.
That's gambling.
But if we're going to put, that means if he's not going to win the MVP, are you putting him ahead of Clay Matthews? If they don't win the Super Bowl and he doesn't win the MVP, does he deserve to be ahead of Clay Matthews on our list? Okay.
No.
I just want to make sure we agree.
Okay. Yeah.
We agree.
Yeah.
We need to play trivia. I assume it's Clay Matthews trivia or maybe A.J. Hawk trivia. No?
No,
Jesse?
Tier 1 Tyler did not know we were going to do that as a topic today. So
A.J. Hawk trivia tomorrow, Tyler.
That's Wisconsin Geography Wednesday tomorrow.
Can we push it back?
You can.
No.
I'm not in charge of trivia.
Wednesday's
You do whatever you want.
Trivia. No. Friday, you guys do whatever you want. How's that?
Well, it's 3 days from now.
Do it on Friday. Do whatever you want on Friday.
We're not doing it when you're gone. We got to do it Thursday. Before you leave.
All right, so once again,
Caller 50.
I am serving a suspension this week, so Tyler made trivia. Today's category.
Not a great performance yesterday.
And let's see how today's go.
Factor that in, he didn't bring any bubbler over to Buck and Honey's. It's been a tough 3-day stretch for Tyler.
Oh, he didn't bring any over?
No, he didn't. Didn't even stop by.
I'm feeling even better about my decision now. All right. So
Sports and presidents is his category he came up with today.
God.
Sports and
Gerald
presidents.
Ford Trivia 2.0.
It might be in there. You never know. Sports and presidents is his category he created.
How many presidents are we up to? 47? 46?
I don't actually know. I think it's 46.
It's 46.
Okay. Caller 10, 4 plus 6. Caller 10, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 10 to play Wilde and Tausch Trivia. Tausch, you want to tell us a little bit about Coors Light while you're sitting there?
I'd love to. Coors Light, brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold package, because it's made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans, they turn blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection. That's why it's Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
What was that exactly?
What were you just doing?
What do you mean? Just doing my reads, baby. Just doing my reads.
Yeah, nothing weird.
Nothing at all. Very much your normal voice. When did the Brewers play the Pirates? Maybe that voice will come back as the Pirate voice. Caller 10 right now. Tier 1 Tyler Trivia. Sports and presidents is the category. Caller 10 right now. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Tyler, trivia. Tyler was a name of a president. I wonder if that'll be part of this. Caller 10 right now will play next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Alex Drove. Join me and the Dean, Dennis Semrau, as we talk all things high school sports this Thursday, April 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, Pasquale's Cantina, UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, the GRB Academy, and Stoughton Health.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Wisconsin.
Experience virtual golf like never before at the Bogey Factory in Verona. From family-friendly mini-games to monthly tournaments, the Bogey Factory has it all. Enhance your swing with their state-of-the-art TrackMan technology, or play a full round on over 300 virtual courses. While you're there, enjoy their full kitchen and sports bar. Whether you're looking for a fun day out with family and friends, or a unique location for a corporate event, the Bogey Factory in Verona has you covered. For more information, visit thebogeyfactory.com. That's thebogeyfactory.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Stoughton Health, in collaboration with patient and family advisors, seeks to advance the healthcare experience at Stoughton Health by providing a forum for past patients and families to provide feedback on a variety of healthcare and other related topics. Advisors offer constructive feedback on their personal journey at Stoughton Health, helping to elevate the patient experience and increase satisfaction. Interested? Please call Amy at 608-873-2308.
People across Wisconsin are enjoying the rewards, stability, and flexibility of a career in healthcare. Why not you? WIS Caregiver Careers can get you started as a certified direct care professional. You'll learn the skills you need to make life better for older adults or people with a disability. All training is free and online. Plus, earn $500 in bonuses. Start your new career. Sign up today at WisCaregiverCDCP.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a must-play every golf season. Wild Rock Golf features championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Wild Rock, a Herdston Fry masterpiece that's cut from the natural beauty of the Wisconsin Dells and offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes. Wild Rock presents spectacular greens that roll fast and true. Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a unique gem that offers a challenge to avid golfers of all abilities. Book your tee time today for this must-play at wildrockgolf.com, wildrockgolf.com.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Ruger Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around.
I just want to confirm. We had a Justin in Milwaukee on the show yesterday, Justin Garcia. Is he eligible to play trivia?
That's a good question.
I mean, he's not technically part of the show, like he's a guest on the show.
I think he'd be eligible.
I believe ESPN Wisconsin and Good Karma Brands teammates are ineligible to win contests.
Is he? Is he our teammate, or
Yes.
is he work for the Bucks, or does he work for us?
He's got an email and everything. He's a team.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
How do you not know that?
I do know that. I was trying for a little bit of a shtick. I'm sorry that you didn't enjoy it.
I
Let's
didn't
play
catch
trivia.
So you really
God
didn't
almighty.
know? You really didn't know? Or you
No,
did?
I knew. Yeah, I really knew.
Jesse.
Justin and I are pretty good buddies, actually. We talk a lot.
You can check the official contest rules, whether you know things or not, at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
Tell me 2 fun facts about Justin Garcia, non-Bucks related.
He's got
Don't bring up potluck dinners.
He's got an incredible shoe collection, and he loves wrestling. The sweet science,
Those
he
are
calls
both.
it.
I think most of our fans could have said those two things.
Yep, you guys are pretty good buddies. I was wrong. All
I'll
right.
tell you this: I talked to him on the phone privately more than I talk to you. He calls me sometimes.
Okay, great.
See how I'm doing.
Kudos to y'all. I didn't know you two were such good buddies.
I get one-word responses when I text him. I don't think he likes me.
I got a one-word response for both of you.
What is it?
Trivia. Time for trivia. Let's welcome in our contestant, another one of my good buddies. It's Justin in Milwaukee. Justin, good morning. How are you?
I'm okay, but you don't call that much, Jason. So.
I know. I've really fallen out of touch with you. That's on me. I'll wear that. I'll do a better job. We appreciate you reaching out to us for trivia. The category Tier 1 Tyler presents Sports and Presidents Trivia.
You guys are going to wish I was back after today.
If
well,
that's
it can't
the
be
case,
worse than Blake Bortles trivia.
It could be.
Oh, is that you on Bortles trivia?
Yeah. Yep. Not even his mom could have answered those questions. Thanks for that.
That was a while back.
That is a great callback. Oh my gosh.
Where would we have ranked him? Blake Bortles is a Packer. He's a first-round pick. He's after Clinton Dix.
Is he? He's ahead of Justin Harrell.
Matt Coonan texted in, the years they didn't make first-round picks were better than some of the guys at the bottom of the list.
It's not wrong. Not wrong. All right. Justin, I don't know how this is going to go. Tier 1 Tyler is such a good friend to Jesse that I think he's tanking so Jesse could feel better about how bad he was and will want him back.
If you really knew Tyler, you would know that's not an option for him. He plays to win.
All right, question. Well, he's not my Tier 1 buddy like Justin Garcia is. Question number 1, Justin in Milwaukee, is this. Truman the Tiger, named after Harry S. Truman, the 33rd President of the United States, is the mascot of which university?
I think he put these out of order. I think this is actually the toughest question.
We don't need you defending Tyler.
I'm just
the
saying.
question is read. Let's see if Justin gets it correct.
Okay. Truman the Tiger, the mascot of which university? Is it Auburn, Missouri, or Frosted Flakes U?
It's Auburn.
Oddly enough, it's Frosted Flakes University.
Frosted.
No, it is Missouri, at least according to the information I've been given. I'm a little concerned at how decisively Justin answered the question.
Auburn is also a Tiger, so
Yes.
I can totally understand. That was a brutally hard question. So maybe you might be right, Jesse. All right, Justin, which president was in office when Super Bowl I was played in 1967? Is it Lyndon Baines Johnson? John.
It's Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dang.
Well, we got one.
I was going to go through all of the middle names of the next two presidents,
let's
too.
let's do it. Let's
hear it.
I'll do it.
JFK and Richard Nixon. And you got it correct with LBJ.
Right. John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Richard Milhouse Nixon.
That is correct.
Yep.
All right. Question 3. I don't know the middle names of some of these presidents, so maybe Tausch will chime in for them. In 1935, which future president declined contract offers from both the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers to pursue law school instead? Was it Ronald, I don't know his middle name, Reagan, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, or Gerald, I don't know his middle name either, Ford? 1935, declined offers from the Lions and Packers to go to law school.
I'm trying to remember how old Ford was, so I'm going to say Ford.
When in doubt.
Always go Gerald Ford on this show. Savvy maneuvering. All right, Justin, you got 2 out of 3. Blake Bortles sends his congratulations to you. You get 3 of the possible 4 entries into our drawing on Friday. We appreciate you playing, buddy. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
I'm being told that President Truman is from Missouri, so it is definitely Missouri. We have that fact correct in our trivia question. So,
good.
Thank you, John Kerry, for that information. Not John Kerry, the presidential candidate. That's Wilde and Tausch trivia.
John Kerry's running for president?
No, John Kerry once did. Don't you remember? Got beat by Bush, didn't he?
2004, I believe.
So, how do we feel about 2 days so far of Tier 1 Tyler trivia?
I like it. He's
crushed him for
changing things up.
yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday sucked. Today was better.
Jason had to help him with changing the answers to the first question.
To make
well,
it funny.
if he really wanted to, he would have taken Auburn out and kept Penn State, Missouri, and then put Frosted Flakes, and he'd have gotten it right. So Jason actually didn't help him.
Well, yeah, I did take 2 Tigers. Yeah, I thought that was fair. Do you want me to do trivia the rest of the week? Or maybe just Friday, because you don't give a damn about Friday.
There you go. We're all on the same page. No, listen, I'm not going to sit here and besmirch Tyler.
You besmirched him yesterday.
Because yesterday they were boring and they didn't bring anything. I learned something today.
You critiqued him harshly yesterday.
He deserved
What
it.
did you learn today?
But you're not going to
Truman's a
besmirch
Missouri
it
guy.
today.
Truman's a Missouri
You
guy.
learned that from John Kerry. In fairness.
You thought it was incorrect when we first asked
No,
it.
I didn't think it was incorrect. I thought there was going to be a little tricky, is all I said. And it is. Both are Tigers.
What did you think of the Frosted Flakes
Not bad. I
ad-lib?
thought that was pretty good. One of your better ones.
It was great.
That's not bad either. We'll get to Wonelli next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott and Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. Well, what's right around the corner? Mother's Day. Show some love to the incredible women in your life and stop at Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. I recommend Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft Greystone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft Greystone from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event,
Those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
This update is sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Every Brewers regular season Friday home game at American Family Field, ticketed fans 21 and over who sit in the Miller Lite beer pen in the left field loge bleachers will receive a free Brewers can holder courtesy of Miller Lite. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Beautify your entertainment space with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Hi, this is Gina Della from Pella. Turn your ordinary space into something extraordinary with brand new Pella windows. Plus, getting the perfect windows and doors for your home has never been easier. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months, or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months if you book before April 30th. Take ownership of your living space and make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
What is a better buying experience? Well, you're minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. To me, a better buying experience is a personal experience. That's what Dan and his sales team have set up at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're going to have the experience that you're looking for. You're going to define what that better buying experience is for you, and they're going to get you in the vehicle that you need and that you want, whether it's new or new to you. So when you're looking for a better buying experience, go to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, pay 0 interest for 12 months and get a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
The 2024 NBA Play-In Tournament.
Just want to go home. That's what the play-in is all about.
The Atlanta Hawks at the Chicago Bulls. Wednesday at 9 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
This got a Game 7 feel.
Presented by Indeed.
The time has come for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
All right, guys, I have a question for you. Trivia time, since I'm not asking the other questions.
There's a lot of besmirchment going on.
Who is Mark Daigneault?
Mark Daigneault. Give me some context.
I was on ESPN.com and saw that Mark Daigneault received recognition yesterday.
WNBA commissioner.
That is incorrect.
I'm not eligible for this game.
You know it?
Well, I saw the story yesterday. Sorry.
All right.
He is the coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Who is Taylor Jenkins?
That one I don't know either. Coach of...
He's the coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, who was very nice fellow, but an obstructed view if you have the David Gruber seats.
Nice. Mark Daigneault, Coach of the Year for the #1 seed Oklahoma City Thunder. When you look at the Western Conference, Tausch, Mr. NBA, Oklahoma City Minnesota, and of course Denver, the reigning champs, up at the top, while you have some of the biggest star power with Golden State and the Lakers involved in the play-in tournament. Is this good or bad for the NBA?
It's great for the NBA.
Tell us, NBA Insider.
No, it's great. And I don't fully understand the concept of people thinking that this play-in is dumb. It's actually beautifully orchestrated. The old way of thinking, one of the two teams is going to get in. So really, you're playing off one spot for with three teams. And win-win, you're in. So Golden State stunk for a vast majority of the season. Draymond had all kinds of issues. They couldn't get it together. And instead of just being a 10 spot and heading home and heading to the golf course, they have a chance to have a chance. Just like the Lakers did last year, and the Lakers got in and got all the way to the finals. The Miami Heat, I believe, did similar thing.
Correct.
So it gives you a chance to have a chance. And that's all that you ever ask for in sports, is a chance to have a chance. It's a beautiful thing. The play-in is the best thing the NBA's done in the last 20 years.
The NBA insight we get from a Tausch bomb like that is incredible. You're right. You're 100% right about the play-in. My question for you would be, as someone who believes in the sanctity of regular seasons in other sports, does the play-in tournament not undercut that slightly?
It does a little bit, but not a ton. Not that much. And by the way, once college football decided to say to hell with it, I've said to hell with it.
Entertain me.
Yeah. I'm gonna listen, man. You learn in life, you can pick these battles and you can fight them, and you can be miserable and you can spend money, you can scrap, and you can go. And at some point, you just say, you know what, man? I mean, it's not that serious. Just enjoy it. I'll try to make it better. I'll try to bring this to the show, and if there's ways I feel like I can improve it, I can be ignored. That's fine. I have ways that'll fix the NBA. I have ways that'll fix the NFL. If they want to take it, great. But if not, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to enjoy the heck out of it. I'll watch the Lakers try to beat the Pelicans tonight. And I hope they lose and have a showdown at the Staples Center or whatever they call it now.
Crypto.com arena.
How do you... I ask you guys Packers questions about salaries. You have no clue. I name a stadium from 35 years ago, and you guys both chime in like it's blue. But I would love to see the Warriors play the Lakers Thursday night at the Crypto Center.
Crypto.com
Whatever.
Arena. It's not from 35 years ago.
It was the Staples Center the whole era of Shaq and Kobe. It was the Staples Center.
How do you know a name of an arena from 35 years ago and not a salary of somebody today?
Because it was on constantly. The Lake Show.
If I may.
Kobe.
Crypto.com,
Phil,
which I don't even know if that still exists.
Lamar Odom.
I can't
Pau
tell
Gasol.
you.
This isn't even that long ago.
Ron Meta World Peace Artest.
Like a decade.
Can you tell me?
Rick Fox. Eldon Campbell.
Oh, good one.
I think Eldon was way before that.
Can you tell me the home of the Golden State Warriors?
No.
I can't either.
I can, but it's a name of a bank we don't prefer around here.
Didn't they used to play at a place called the Cow Palace?
No idea.
I mean, not the... Maybe.
Whoa, Nelly!
I've never heard of it. Oracle Arena is what they used to play.
No, the Cowbell Palace was up in Sacramento. Phil Jackson got driven nuts. He wore those the little earplugs because the Sacramento fans banged the hell out of the cowbell.
No.
And then Will Ferrell got up and said, more cowbell. And it was fun.
That's what happened?
I think you're conflating about 6 different stories there. Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly!
No, Sacramento was cowbell country because they said that but just a bunch of idiot farmers up there.
It's not the Cowbell
and
Palace.
All the fans took that
personal. It's the
personal.
Cow Palace, which I believe is in San Francisco.
What?
Yes.
Oh, good one.
What?
Whoa,
No,
Nelly!
I didn't
it's not a good one. That's where it's located.
Cowbell Palace.
No. You're the one who keeps saying you're not. I don't like what you're hearing. I never said Cowbell Palace. You did.
Corn Palace on the way to South Dakota. Part of your South Dakota trip.
Mars Cheese Castle on your way to Illinois.
Yeah, you get that corn. A lot of corn.
Whoa,
Corn
Nelly!
Palace.
Within 1 hour of being drafted number 1 overall by the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark's jersey sold out on sports apparel site Fanatics last night. Will the phenomenon continue into the WNBA season, Tausch?
Yeah, she's a star, man. She is a star. I thought what the WNBA did, old girl from LSU.
Angel Reese.
Yeah, looked phenomenal. They did the whole thing upright, man. They had it red carpeted, fashion everywhere. And the good thing is, they said it's kind of that next generation where they're going to move the game forward. I believe them. You have rivalries. They're going to expand. The league is going to expand. Then I wondered, can Milwaukee get a WNBA franchise?
Mm-hmm.
That would be great. So what Caitlin Clark has done is has brought a lot of people that were maybe at best casual fans. They are now in. Now it's up for this product to continue to push, make it better, and have it where they set a new floor for what that viewership and everything's going to be. And Caitlin deserves all the credit for it because I think without her, would it have grown? Yeah, but not the massive growth that we've seen the last year and a half.
Agree with everything Tausch said there. I was still looking up more about the Cow Palace, which has hosted a number of different events in the greater San Francisco area over the years. I will say this about Caitlin Clark. I hope she continues to grow the game the way you're predicting, and that she doesn't just go to the NBA and there's not the bump of interest that she gave college women's basketball. I hope that's the case.
You just saw it. The jerseys just sold out. There is a time. You have your moment. Now you better take advantage of it.
Correct. I think you're kind of agreeing with me. What do you got on that piece of paper there that you keep holding up?
You mean the show sheet?
Yeah, well, there's no way you'd be looking
Run
at
of
that.
show. It's how we stay structured around here. Everybody knows.
Yeah, I don't understand what.
I feel like you're out of live reads, and
No,
I know
don't
you
have
don't
any
look.
lives left. Yeah, no, I'm just looking
and
at the show
I know
sheet.
you don't read the show sheet.
No, I do when it's printed out in front of my face.
Oh, okay. My bad. We'll wrap things up next with Tausch and his show sheet. It says there, the last segment is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The 2024 NFL Draft on ESPN Radio.
Are you ready?
Live from the heart of downtown Detroit, Michigan.
The NFL Draft is now officially open.
The countdown rolls on. The 2024 NFL Draft on ESPN Radio, ESPN, and on ABC.
Mark Tauscher here for Mosquito Joe of Madison. Well, during draft season, we're always thinking about rankings and big boards and looking at best available options to improve the team. Well, if you're looking to improve your summer experience at home, I know who tops my rankings for who you should get in touch with, and that's Mosquito Joe of Madison. Mosquito Joe's experts provide comprehensive pest control solutions, keeping your yard and home free from mosquitoes, rodents, rats, stinging insects, and more. My family is so thankful that we have Mosquito Joe to help make our summertime in our backyard relaxing. Call 608-504-2131 now for a free inspection and let Mosquito Joe transform your indoor and outdoor living experience. Again, that's 608-504-2131. Outside is fun again when you go with Mosquito Joe.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you at greatdanepub.com. Wisconsin men's hockey senior goaltender Kyle McClellan has been named the winner of the 2024 Mike Richter Award, which is given to the nation's top Division I men's goaltender. McClellan went 24-12-1 on the season, posting 7 shutouts and a .931 save percentage. In its 11th year, this is the first time a Wisconsin goaltender has been awarded the Mike Richter Award, who played for Wisconsin from 1985 to 1987 and won a Stanley Cup with the New York Rangers in 1994.
Get 0% interest for up to 36 months, or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months. Book before April 30th at PellaWI.com.
Experience virtual golf like never before at the Bogey Factory in Verona. From family-friendly mini-games to monthly tournaments, the Bogey Factory has it all. Enhance your swing with their state-of-the-art TrackMan technology, or play a full round on over 300 virtual courses. While you're there, enjoy their full kitchen and sports bar. Whether you're looking for a fun day out with family and friends, or a unique location for a corporate event, the Bogey Factory in Verona has you covered. For more information, visit thebogeyfactory.com. That's thebogeyfactory.com. Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
There's a good chance if you watch sports, you're getting served information about hormone optimization. What does that even mean? Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health can tell you exactly what hormone optimization means. He will take your blood work and let you know if it's right for you. If you're feeling sluggish, not losing weight like you used to, you're not gaining muscle like you used to, or you just don't feel like yourself in most aspects of your life, go see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. In fact, sign up for the 6-week experience so you can see everything that Carbon World Health has to offer, including hormone optimization. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
We're on the Bucks.
With this team, the way they travel on the road and how they're built.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
You think Doc thinks they're winning a championship?
Nobody covers the Bucks like 100.5 ESPN.
Hey, Tausch, what does your show sheet say we're doing at the end of the show here?
It says, say goodbye, special thanks to Evan Cohen, and looking forward to Brian Bulaga and Homer tomorrow. That's what my show sheet says.
I don't have the say goodbye part. I must have missed that page. We've covered a lot of ground. We covered Jair Alexander. We covered the idea of the Bucks blowing things up if they don't win their first-round playoff series. We covered our 20 first-round picks since Aaron Rodgers, beginning with Aaron Rodgers in 2005.
So if I force you to move one or two players on that list, you're moving Jordan Love to 3? Is that what I read into your sayings?
And I'm putting Brian Bulaga ahead of A.J. Hawk as well.
Oh, so you got Bulaga at 4 and A.J. Hawk at 6.
And Kenny Clark at 5. Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Wow. Maybe Clinton Dix gets to move up ahead of Van Ness and Wyatt only because he went to a Pro Bowl, and those guys are at the beginnings of their careers. All right, that's it for us today. We will do it again tomorrow. We look forward to Homer and Brian Bulaga. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free